What's going on, my fellow Nails? Welcome into another Forward Progress live watch-along right here, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by Pinnacle Sportsbook. It's the divisional round. It's the 49ers and the Packers. Interesting game we just saw right now with the Texans and Ravens. Pretty good second half adjustments by the Ravens there, tied at the half, able to really pull away in the second half there. I'll talk about that a lot over the course of the stream because I do have some very, some thoughts. General thoughts on all of that. Appreciate all the Nails who are in here already. A lot of the usuals. Nolan Rundle, Mason, JetBlue Amigo, I see you there. Bung Magoo, you're back. Anthony Glenn, free 88. Good to see the regular crowd back in here. As a reminder to everyone, if you want to get in on the chat over the course of the show, this is very interactive. We bring up a lot of the comments on screen. We react to them. We answer questions. So you can get in on the chat here just by making sure you're subbed to the Forward Progress channel for 5 minutes, just so we don't get a bunch of bots. 5 minutes of subbing, you get in on the chat. And of course, if you haven't done so already, smash that like button down below. A few things I'll get to right before I get into bets here today. Thank you very much, MILF Hunter, on the total middle. Had to play that earlier. The 10 cents for the 44, just a no-brainer. Now, obviously, you can't get a ton of money down on these, but it's overall pretty good score. I knew this was going to win today, though. I'll tell you I knew this was going to win because I sat down before this game on my basement couch, my wife who's not feeling too well right now, and she says, Rob, what are we cheering for in this game? Like, I don't got a lot of stuff going on. She's like, well, what am I rooting for? I said, you're rooting for the game to land with exactly 44 points. She's like, you bet exactly 44 points? I'm like, no, I explained. I bet the over 43.5. I bet the under 44.5. She looked at me like I was a complete idiot. She's like, who are you? The girl from the Water Boy who's predicting like the final score in the game? I said, something like that. She's like, this is the worst bet I've ever heard of in my entire life. And that's when I knew, people. That's when I knew that we were landing 44. So great win there. Could just feel it come in after those comments pregame. I make my wife out to seem like a really bad person on these streams. She's actually very nice and very good. But sometimes you know how things work in life. Second thing, I just want to respond to this really quickly, JetBlue Amigo. Do we like San Fran based on today's outcome? The outcome from the previous game from Baltimore, Houston should have absolutely no effect on your handicap of San Fran, Green Bay, in my opinion. The market is the market. All the stuff that we know about these teams has been processed at this point. That's why I don't love doing a lot of betting right before games. So in my opinion, no, it shouldn't. Let's get the props for tonight. Got 3 or 4 things cooking here. I know everyone wants the anytime touchdown bets, the first touchdown bets. I'll get to that afterwards. We'll try to find some good value here before we start the stream. Congrats to everyone who tailed on Nelson Aguilar from the pizza buffet this morning. Decent hit. Not the biggest we've ever had, but we got something in the early game. So we're back to back here. Got David Moore on Monday night, Aguilar this morning. Hopefully I can find something for tonight. Anyways, let's start this stream with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey rushing attempts. Right now, 18.5, minus 110, widely available. If you shop around, you can get a minus 105. But minus 110, widely available. I'm going to go ahead and play that for a half unit. It's a very, over on rushing attempts, Jason. Over on rushing attempts. I think that this is a game with the weather, probably going to get some rain throughout, but also just with the way that Green Bay plays run defense, we're going to see a heavy dose of Christian McCaffrey in this game. I don't think a lot of the secondary options are getting in there overall for the 49ers. You got your weeks of rest now off the calf injury. Small bet here, 55 to win 50, but I think CMC is getting about 20 carries in this game. Over on this one. That's number one out of the way. And honestly, I'm finding a lot of issues with the San Francisco side of the ball today in terms of finding valuable props. But we're going to go over rushing attempts for McCaffrey. On the Green Bay side of things, there's a couple things I want to play. I want to start with Tucker Kraft in the receptions market. Tucker Kraft pretty consistently over the last several weeks has been getting pretty high snap count. You remember back in week 12 or week 11, Luke Musgrave got injured. Tucker Kraft took over as the number 1 tight end. You did see some Josiah DeGuara, some Ben Sims in there. But now we got Luke Musgrave back in week 18, played only 9 snaps. Week 19, Musgrave up to 15 snaps. I'm seeing Tucker Kraft trending down, Musgrave trending up. I typically like to bet unders a little bit more than overs. You could probably target some Musgrave overs. I think he's maybe a little bit undervalued. I prefer just to play Tucker Kraft under on the receptions market here today. So 2.5. Tons of books with this. -110, widely available number. As always, line shop. We'll go a little bit higher than $50 on this one, Jason, because I do like it. We're going to go 80 as a base unit. 88 to win, 80 on Tucker Kraft, under 2.5 receptions. Sticking with the Packers. I don't know how their wide receiving core is going to work out today with Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks. What I do know is that we've seen a lot of Bo Melton in recent weeks. Now, Bo Melton is going to be the 5th option today, but his receiving yardage is quite low. This is a game where, based off the point spread, you're likely going to see the Packers trailing and needing to throw the ball. 11.5 receiving yards to me, a little bit too low. Pinnacle, best price in market, so we're locking it in at Pinnacle, and we're going to go and play that for $75. Bo Melton over 11.5 receiving yards for $75. He might not end up seeing the field, honestly. It's a little bit of a gamble here, but again, with the trailing game state for Green Bay, in my opinion, for a lot of this game, Melton has taken over that 5th spot. Malik Heath didn't get a snap last week. Christian Watson, we don't know if he's anywhere near 100%. Jaden Reed only played 26 snaps last week as well. Now, a lot of Melton came in garbage time, but week 16, 17, 18, he's been on the field a lot. He's being integrated into that offense a little bit more. The only other prop I came close to playing was Jordan Love over on passing yards. It's a little bit out of range right now. I mean, it's a borderline edge. If someone wanted to play that, I'm not going to victory lap it if it wins or anything like that. Number's a little bit too high and gotten out of hand at this point. But if you were looking to force some action for entertainment tonight, I don't mind Jordan Love over passing yards as a look. Okay, let's get into the first touchdown score market or anytime touchdown score market. Is the Packers coin toss choosing to receive thing fully priced in now, in your opinion? Lines have moved towards this, towards a lot of the derivatives. The feeling is that Green Bay will take the ball if they win the toss, similar to the way Houston did today, similar to the way that Green Bay did against Dallas last week. San Fran is likely to defer. Because of that, I'm more inclined to play a Green Bay Packer touchdown score, especially on the first TD market. However, it doesn't mean that you have to play exclusively that. I think that this has adjusted a lot. The best prop bettors have played this a lot, but this is where we're at right now. In terms of finding value, let's see what I really like here on the board. And I'm just going through in real time here, trying to find something that I think is of value. Aaron Jones, a little bit out of the range, as is Debo right now. Did someone mention use check plus 6,000? You know what? I see that. Most of the market is painted 5. Actually, we do have some 6s out there. Honestly, I think all these are good. I think fair for use check is closer to 45. So that's going to be one of the first ones we do. Very small bet, $5 on use check. Try to find 50 to 1 people. At least 50 to 1 on Kyle use check as a straight dart for anytime for first touchdown in this game. In the anytime touchdown market and first as well, I want to play Jordan Love. This is more of a gut play than anything else. But I think Jordan Love might be a little bit, I've seen some people message in the chat with his rushing yardage over. I don't love this, Nolan, but I don't hate it either. It's the only way I would play it. So let's start with anytime touchdown, and we'll go $10 on Jordan Love to win 120. And then we're going to go first touchdown as well and fire an absolute dart for a huge payout. Let's go $5. That would be a big one if we can cash that. Anything else that's standing out to me here in terms of good prices? Let's see, as I casually scroll through the board here. That might be it. That might be it for us here right now. There's some marginal plays, right? I mean, if you really wanted to go after this, there's some marginal plays that are right on the cusp, but it's a high vig market, high hold. I think I'm okay with these long shots, honestly. I think I'm good with these long shots. So let's go for it. Use check, Jordan Love. I'm staring at an Aaron Jones anytime, plus 145, plus 150 range. I don't hate that. It's right there. But we're going to just keep it as is for now. And I can't complain about anything else. Before we get into the start of our game here tonight, and I'm joined by 4 great guests tonight. Aiden O'Sullivan, Sully. It's got to be early in the morning for him tonight. He'll join me in the first quarter here coming up in a second. Clive Bixby, you know him from Sunday nights, with me on Forward Progress in the second quarter. Third quarter, Sharp Clark from our Tuesday show throughout the week. And fourth quarter, Jeff Feinberg. Jeff Feinberg in the fourth quarter. Who knows what condition that guy's going to be in tonight? Who knows what that guy's condition is going to be tonight? Before we get into it, been talking about Pinnacle swag. A lot of people have been messaging. Rob, when are we going to get our hands on some Pinnacle swag? We even get requests for some BetStamp swag all the time. There's good news because we're doing giveaways. Here's what you got to do. Go over to thehammer.bet/thenails. Thehammer.bet/thenails. We're starting a new community here. All you got to do, sign up for an account. You can use your Google login, whatever you want to do. Quick account, and you can enter contests to win Pinnacle swag, full swag bag, including a Pinnacle sweater, or BetStamp swag bag, including a BetStamp sweater. All you got to do is like some of our content, subscribe to some of our YouTube channels. It's that easy. Thehammer.bet/thenails. We also have a bunch of message boards on there that we're going to be actively posting in over the course of the year. What tends to happen is we have this great community during our live shows. We're all chatting with one another, and then the show ends. Everyone disappears. No one can talk with one another. So let's use it, build up a community. Discord, in my opinion, is getting oversaturated at this point. I've seen the Kelsey brothers using this drop station to set up their communities. I want to try to do the same thing. So check it out. There's 2 drawings. You are able to enter both. To enter for the Penny swag, all you got to do is subscribe to Circles Off on YouTube. You just click that link right there. You'll see exactly what I mean. It's as seamless as possible. And no, I'm not selling your emails to any random marketing lists. You can have my assurances on that. Absolutely 100% will not happen. I think that's one of the biggest scumbag maneuvers on planet Earth. Would never do that without explicitly asking you to do that. Packers are getting the ball first here. Packers are going to get the ball first here. All right. We're about to kick this off right now. And they did win the toss, and they chose to receive. Hitman, first quarter bet from the Best Bets show, very live. Great bet by him going into tonight. Our guest for the first quarter here, you may recognize his face from when we used to do the Matchbook podcast together. He's now with Sportcast, and he's the co-host of Brad and Sully's NFL Bets, which you can consume wherever you do your podcast. Sully, how are things?
Good, Rob. Really excited for this one, man.
Yes. The
really
other
excited.
game, so I assume you watched the first game today,
Yeah.
Ravens Texans.
Sorry, man.
No, go ahead. Give your thoughts.
Yeah, I had mostly Lamar passing yards over. Knew he'd have success somewhere. got the wrong side of that, but I did take a bit of 26.5 in the team total, which got there. It wasn't looking great at halftime, of course, but they got their shit together, didn't they?
Oh, they sure did. I thought it was a very, very interesting first half. Really good football game. And then you could just see the Ravens' dominance, especially on the defensive side, just took over in the second half. And Texans really couldn't find a way to adapt to it at all. I mean, just the early down running, I mean, it's been the problem for them all year long. But how many times are you going to run for 1 yard or 0 yards on first down? You're basically telling the Ravens second down is going to be a pass every single time. It's just so easy to play defense that way.
But do you think that finally put the hex on Bobby Slowick hype train or not? Because Mike McDonald, if you're pairing Mike McDonald for a head coaching job versus Bobby Slowick in this offseason, there's no comparison right now.
Yeah, it's tough. So, like, the thing for me is that with Slowick, I think it's very fair to criticize the play calling, but I think that also ignores the play design aspect of what he does. Because to me, Bobby Slowick is a very good play designer, but somebody else got to call these plays.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Like, I wouldn't want to hire Bobby Slowick as my head coach, but I also wouldn't completely dismiss him in some type of situation where he ends up with a head coaching job. So we'll see. I'm seeing 3rd and 3, 7 seconds on the play clock, 5, 4, and they just snapped it right now.
25 seconds behind you, so it was 32 seconds on that play clock. So
it's not too bad. I'll read the play clock again right now as I see it. 34 replay. We're not going to see it. Bo Melton was in the game on that snap, which is huge because I need him over 11.5 receiving yards. So that would be a nice one.
But that's the right strategy with those Packers wide receivers, because it's a fool's errand backing some guy like Jaden Reed of 42.5, 43.5 at the moment when the ball is spread out too much. Musgrave back in. You see, like, did you go unders on Tucker Kraft as well? Did I see that? Yeah,
I took unders on Tucker Kraft. Yeah. Like I thought this was gonna, you could play it a number of ways. I don't like to go. I guess you could. I mean, I'm not a pure props better, right? I stick to the bigger markets, so I'm sure a lot of the volume props bettors guys are on Musgrave overs and Kraft unders. Makes a lot of sense, but I opt to play the unders a lot of times.
On our pod, Brad Allen was big on over 9.5 first quarter. You had to pay a bit for it. It was like minus 130, but again, two probably the better scripters in the game, LaFleur and Shannon. So there is some logic to that.
My only concern with that, I agreed with that, by the way. My only concern is San Fran comes out and runs the ball like 12 straight times in this game. Especially with these field conditions right now and this weather.
And would make sense given they've had, 2 or 3 weeks off. Essentially, a lot of their starters resting in week 18. Does make sense.
Exactly. Big 3rd and 1 here. You got to imagine as long as they don't take a loss, they would go for it on 4th.
But, 10-point dog. You got it. On the road.
Yeah. Well, you say that, Sully, but probably at least a third of the coaches in the league would punt that. So a third of the coach would punt that. Just a question here I'll answer really quickly. Will Hammer/Forward Progress merch be available at some point? The answer is yes. We're working on that. I know we're getting to off season now for Forward Progress, but at some point we will set up a merch store and we will do giveaways as well for that stuff.
The Pinnacle stuff is nice, Rob.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's I've been doing like content now for a while, and we've had a partnership with Pinnacle for a while, which I'm, again, I say this all the time, but it's very much a brand that I'm happy to promote. It's a sports book I use every single day. I think people should use every single day. But I see the comments every live stream. I see the comments after the fact. People want Pinnacle merch, period. It's like very exclusive for some reason. I go back to some of my old tweets like 6 years ago where I'm tweeting at Pinnacle for like contest giveaways and stuff like that because I wanted the merch. So I get it. So we're going to give away a lot more this year.
So there's like this industry conference in London called ICE in like 2 or 3 weeks' time. And every one of these, SBC is another one, like Pinnacle stand, and the guys that are working Pinnacle, they've always got these gilets and hoodies. It does look pretty sharp, to be fair.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. I haven't been to ice in a long time. It's just the timing right before Super Bowl. It's like,
yeah. Not a good week.
But I understand they're moving it to Barcelona, I believe.
Yes. And SBC is moving to Lisbon, so we're getting the Iberian Peninsula covered. Nobody's complaining about moving from London to Barcelona.
No, definitely not. Not in February, for sure.
Really not.
Yeah. Definitely not. Good looking Packers drive here in the early going.
Yeah.
Good looking Packers drive. They get it. Looks like they're down to the 26. Who just took that carry? That looks like Wilson that took that carry, which was interesting. But we got a sweat right now, or at least I do, on a Jordan Love first touchdown. So let's get us down to the 5 or so, maybe. Have a little bootleg action, something like that.
They probably do need to use his legs a bit more. He's pretty good. Like, he's pretty quick, and they just didn't use it against Dallas, but they didn't need to use it.
Of course. Be third down coming up here. But so far, so good in terms of getting down into field goal range at least.
I didn't think this rain would be that bad. I was kind of looking at a few forecasts earlier. It looks worse than I thought it would be.
The toughest thing is like deciphering the different weather forecasts for the game. And I've had to like back test all sorts of different like weather systems basically to find who's got some sort of accuracy. It's a disaster. But yeah, it looks pretty rough.
Having somebody at the game, there was a rugby game earlier over this side of the Atlantic, and I had a guy at the game, good buddy of mine, gave me the first half, which team had the wind, and it was like a 20-30 mile an hour wind. So Marcus don't catch up with first half markets. That's the way to go. It's the only way to play it.
Right.
What are you on right now, Rob? You third, or did you get the first down?
We got a first down on a DPI right now by Ambry Thomas.
I saw that. Yeah.
They're spotting it at like, I don't know, it was like the 14-yard line or something. Looked like to me it was at the 7 or 8 at least. I don't know. Like even Levi says here, PI, we've got new downs inside the 10. No, we don't.
It was like a double PI. The first PI, and then he tripped them as well. So they call it on the first one.
Yeah. This is the issue though. Like again, even for the game overs, right? Because this ended up closing above 50. And it's just clock. Now, Green Bay will go for the explosive play like they just did. They just tried to on the pass interference. But if they're going to come out and they're going to be running like this pretty heavily, that's going to be, there just might not be enough possessions to get there is the problem. I'll do a quick sync as well again. So play clock is at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and we're off. Oh, we don't. That was Ben Sims, tight end, in there as well.
Third tight end, great.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Always sweating. Big time 3rd and 8 here. Big time 3rd and 8. Jason, let's get a poll up to see if people are ahead of me or behind me. If we got the vast majority of people who are behind, I'll slow my stream down as well. I'll just do a pause and get it back into real time here.
The world we live in, Rob. Live streams, delayed streams,
Yeah.
I still think I'm quicker than Suma though, because I was watching Suma recently. It was like 2.5 minutes behind you. I think so I'm taking the 25 seconds. I'm happy with that.
Suma's is like, we can't even put him in he's in the lowest percentile stream possible. I don't know what stream they're feeding to Germany, but it's not the same one the rest of the world is getting. Cause he says he watches on DAZN or DAZN, but
DAZN.
Yeah. It's tough.
I think you're taking 3 points, obviously, but like that's a good drive for the Packers, to be fair. Like you said, burning clock, run the ball.
Yeah. A good one of our creators here on Forward Progress, Hitman, he's actually a very good bettor, but his best bets record on our show this year is laughably bad. 2-15 this year on best bets.
Yeah.
And he's on Packers first quarter +3 in this game,
Okay.
with the logic that, which was absolutely correct, that if San Fran wins the toss, they will defer. And if Green Bay wins it, they will take the ball. And they did take the ball after winning the toss. So he comes out way ahead on that number. I'm rooting for him, but that field goal with that much true clock is going to be a tough one for him to swallow there.
Yeah, potentially. There probably is a couple of splash plays in that Niners offense. Like it's going to be the big matchup, isn't it? That Joe Barry defense and Kyle Shannon offense. That's probably the game, really, in a way.
Right.
If they can cope. I tuned in for some of your stuff post Dallas, man. I felt bad for you.
You might notice that there's nothing nothing here anymore. It's gone. Yeah, it's. I mean,
I'm not the only person who said this, Rob, but like myself and Brad chatted about it on the podcast this year, like that. Just the biggest bluffers. Dak, look, he's not a bad player. I'm not going to say he's a bad quarterback, but the best quarterbacks, crunch moments, like that whole stereotype, 2 minute drive, 2 minute offense on your own 25 to save your life. He's not one of the top 5 guys. He's not even, I don't even know if he's top 10.
He's not. Do you have a team, Sully? Nathan's asking here.
Oh yeah. No, first game I ever watched was 11 years of age, so that's 29 years ago. Jets were playing the Dolphins. Al Groh was the coach. Vinny Testaverde was the quarterback. I think it was a Pennington. And just fell in love with the game, Rob, 11 years of age, and said whoever won this game, Jets or Dolphins, they were going to be my teams. So either ways, I was pretty much screwed either ways. But no, I've been over a few times, been over 7 or 8 times Jets games. So yeah.
Did it happen to be the Monday Night Football Jets game?
I know the one you're talking about. It was in Miami. Yeah, it was. I know the one you're talking about. It was in Miami.
Because that was like they came back by like 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Testaverde was the quarterback for that one.
Jumbo, the tackle got the thing.
Yes.
We're showing our age now.
Well, yeah, it's weird. It's weird that I remember that one like it was. There's certain games that stand out in my head.
Yeah.
And I probably can't remember anything else from like a decade after that. But yeah.
In terms of fandom, even over here, it's probably like the game is so much bigger now than it was like 10 years ago. Even any bar you walk into on a Sunday, I'm not going to say every bar, but like the majority of bars that are like sports bars that have TVs, NFL is on, Red Zone is on, front and center. But what bugs me, man, and this happens for all sport, the amount of like, during the 2000s, the Brady years, Patriots fans, like, fuck off over here. I'm just like, just give me a fucking break. Like anyone can just support a team that is, the guys won 6 Super Bowls or whatever. Just
it seems like there's been a lot less Patriots fans in the last couple of years, Sully.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it seems like there's been a lot less these last couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever the trending team is, really, isn't it? Chiefs and all this kind of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't be accused of that anyway with the Jets. So I'll take that. Me and Suma's the same, and Chornoff's the same as well. International Jets fans. Yeah.
I think of all the people I know mostly Bills fans because of my proximity to Buffalo in Toronto. But I think the second highest fan base that I know is the Jets. Like I know a lot of people that are Jets fans, and I don't even know how that started. For like Suma's is the funniest because he just watched like an American sitcom, King of Queens, and like the main character was a Jets fan, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna like the Jets, but yeah. Yeah,
I think over here is definitely a lot of people have relatives, like the Irish American kind of setup, and I think that probably is some of the Patriots stuff. Like, but I mean, I've got family in Boston. I've gone to Red Sox games. It's called kind of part of that kind of shit. But so yeah, I think Brad's 9.5 is tough going here. It's a tough sled.
Well, you know what? I mean, 49ers can hit a lot of big plays. They are very good at game planning as well. Somebody's walking off the field slowly here. Oh, the shoe came off. Yeah. I don't know if anyone in the chat watched the pregame show. I didn't blame anyone if they don't. But Gronk was on the pregame show, and it was driving me crazy that he kept calling Brandon Ayuki. Kept saying Ayuki, and I didn't know if it was like what his name, like his nickname is for him, or if he actually has no idea how to pronounce his name, which wouldn't surprise me. But there was a lot of Ayuki from Gronk, and I wasn't getting it.
It's hardly a nickname. He's like Ayuk's a Notre Dame guy. Well, Gronk, Arizona. There's probably no connection there at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, but if you think that's bad, man, it's the coverage over here is on Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland, and this guy, he used to be a backup cornerback with the Giants, and he was on the Dallas roster. Something, Jason Bell, very smart guy. He works in finance, does a lot of finance for NFL players. Oh my god, he's actually insufferable. And they cut, the way here or in the States, Fox or whatever, you only wait till halftime to go back to the studio. They cut each play to go back, and it's just fucking insufferable stuff.
Brutal. As was this Purdy fucking duck over the middle.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Man, whew. Just like these are the types of plays that you watch the game. Like anyone who bet Green Bay in any capacity just watches that and they're like, how?
Yeah.
Like, it's right there.
They're catching those.
Hitman losing a best bet on that type of play would be.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ayuk is down on the field.
Shit.
No, Debo. That's Debo. Sorry.
That's Debo limped off. Yeah.
Because he just caught this crosser and now he is down. For those who have like any sort of access to live betting, in-game markets, probably we'll see good time to bet Ayuk overs, potentially McCaffrey overs as well. Pretty much any player, skill position player for San Fran.
Most books suspend or Rob, surely, right?
You know what? I'm looking right now. I won't give them the pub.
Yeah.
But there's still in-game props up right now. So it's pretty crazy. The age we live in nowadays, man. It's honestly nuts. If I had access to this when I was, younger, I don't think I'd be around. I don't think I'd have a cent to my name right now, Sully, if I had access to this stuff.
The sharper books are just all over this stuff. Even during the week, they have they have feeds coming through the whole time. They're ahead of the curve, but yeah, maybe the less sharper and the less, I don't want to say less intelligent traders, but it's kind of a dying trade. They're not really traders anymore. They're kind of just guys that are watching feeds and updating and watching price screens or whatever. A lot of this stuff is automated nowadays anyway. For the good books.
I always wonder too, like there's a lot of these books that'll offer the live drive results now. And the number has not moved. So like San Fran's facing a 3rd and 6, and basically punt is at the same price that it was. I'm looking at a couple different books before he goes down on the field. He's not going to be in on the next play. Like there has to be some tangible impact of him not being in on this 3rd down play where the punt price should move. But yeah, not a scumbag says Ayuk up 4 yards. I'm looking at him. Yeah, he's being steamed in real time here. So
I had some Debo rushing stuff as well, but again, the way like there are so many different books at the very start of the season, especially who are refunding on the injured players, and it's such a bad precedent. You just don't get that over here. If a player goes down and he doesn't hit his over or he doesn't take action, that's just the joys of betting player props. You can't get that upset about it. There's just a lot of risk with them.
As I just said that, by the way, punt took a lot of action. Oh, he took a shot right in the head from Jair Alexander. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to get an update. We're probably going to get an update that he's got an upper body injury or something like that.
Maybe I missed it there, but I think he went off like 2 plays previous to that as well, didn't he? So
he did. He lost his shoe.
Okay.
And we're going to get a punt.
We're
going to get a punt. this is a very troubling start. You're not going to put a lot of stock into one drive, but these are the scripted plays for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Purdy almost throws an interception. Debo gets hurt. Purdy takes a sack on third down. Troublesome. Like, this is a team that doesn't play behind a lot. It's Cowboys adjacent, I would say. They're much better than the Cowboys, don't get me wrong. But they don't play behind a lot. It's different when Purdy's ahead and he's got to milk away a game.
If he's chasing, it's a different story.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'm watching the Texans game today, and I had the same thought about Slowick as you did, right?
Yeah.
And to me, like, the coaching conversation, people get really fixated on certain things with coaching, which is like play calling, in-game management, and whatever. There's a lot more to coaching than that, right? But to me, DeMeco Ryans and Bobby Slowick are actually very good coaches that are just miscast, right? Like, to me, DeMeco Ryans is a great defensive mind, great defensive coordinator. He does a lot that, like, really, really helps the defense, but he's not going to give you much from an offensive side. And the in-game stuff will drive you up. I was watching the Texans, like, late in the first half there. I'm like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Slowick, the same thing, right? It's like play design, great. Like, he's drawing up receivers wide open at certain points of the game, but the guy couldn't call plays to save his life. And to me, that's the biggest thing for me about the NFL is just like head coaching material is very different from being a great coordinator or being very good at one specific subset of sport. So I don't know. We'll see if a team ends up with Slowick. I mean, people are still interviewing Dan Quinn, Sully. So, like, people get shots.
They really do. And there's always those like guys in the 30-somethings, they're just the trendy ones. And yeah, they come from these coaching trees, and obviously Slowick comes from that Shanahan tree, and everyone thinks that it's very similar to McVay with his setup, that it's just going to filter down all the time. But like it doesn't always work that way. Like the Belichick one is the absolute prime example of these assistant coaches going elsewhere and being an absolute disaster. And I'm trying to think, could you say, like, I think you could make a case, I could be totally wrong, I could be missing someone, but even with Belichick, Bill O'Brien was probably the best one with the Texans in terms of overall record. Unless I'm missing someone obvious, but like, yeah, it just doesn't always equate. And it does come down to that. Whoever's the hottest at the time going into that or to the off season.
Yeah.
What's the Lions guy? Johnson.
Ben Johnson, yeah.
Ben Johnson, yeah. I mean, I heard something before that I don't know what rumor was that he was like looking for $15 million a year or something for his first stage coaching job. Like,
yeah, that's that.
Nick Saban.
Sorry, buddy. Aim a little bit lower. 36-year-old Ben Johnson, younger than both of us. 49ers closed minus 461 at Pinnacle. They're now minus 272. Pretty big adjustment.
Yeah.
I still don't want to take the 49ers on a live price. I mean, I think they'll likely win the game, but I'm not there yet. Pinnacle live totals down to 45.5, juice to the under. Bargain there as well.
Let's say this score sticks till around 8 minutes left in the second. Would you be more? What number would you need at San Fran at that point? Like, let's say it's still 3-0. Both teams are kind of stalling out. What number would you need at that point?
It really depends. Like, I would like to see Debo come back into the game for one. Changes a lot. I'd like to see their defense do anything as well. Like, there's people that there's different strategies in live betting. Everybody has their own way of doing it, right? There's people who just price it themselves based off of things. I like to see the flow of the game a little bit more than others. I'm not an expert live bettor by any stretch of the imagination, but like, how often do live lines overreact is a question here. It's just an algorithm. There's no overreaction. Yeah. It's just priced based off of what the opening line in the game was. To me now, as soon as Debo gets hurt and you're pricing it off of the opening line of the game, it's a fundamentally different game.
Yeah. And that's where, like, the model does have a weakness, because say, okay, Niners go off 10-point favorite here. You're still banking that is the true real line pre-match, and models aren't that good to say, actually, no, this line should have been 6, so we're adjusting it. There can be some overrides for traders to do that, but they don't.
Exactly.
They really don't.
Exactly. The votes on whether people are ahead or behind are like really split. This is the real problem with doing live streams nowadays. Yeah. We don't have a universal feed, unfortunately. Would be nice. Would really be nice.
Imagine if we had like instead of you know how there's that one central clock that everyone is like the clock, right? Imagine if we had that for games. The clock, like that one central, yeah.
I didn't have that when I was a kid. Me and Sully didn't have the universal clock. Like our computers didn't update the time on their own or anything like that. It was completely different. Yeah.
So who like what clock did you guys have then? What clock did you use?
I would turn on the TV and you just adjust it yourself. Yeah. You did adjust. And some clocks were like the mechanism made them run slightly faster or slower. Mm-hmm. You could set 2 clocks at the exact same time and then have a massive difference between them after like a month. Messed up.
Lesson number 2, Rob. Tell everyone about dial-up.
Oh my God. Jason, come back on the screen. What? Do you know about dial-up internet?
Dial-up? Yeah, of course.
You had dial-up at some point in your life?
Like I think my grandparents had it. Like I remember my grandparents having it. Yeah.
Okay. We didn't have cell phones when I grew up. We only had home phones, and you had to use your home phone line to connect to the internet. So literally the world could not contact you if you were on the internet. You just had to it's insane, but like
I need to see what split of the chat had dial-up internet growing up and like just didn't. I have to see this now.
But you got to define what's growing up, though, Jason.
It's true.
So I think you need to put an age on that.
Yeah.
All right, let me figure this out.
Because I'm still growing up. I mean, it's a work in progress, though.
When you think about how far technology has come, like even the pagers and beepers, this wasn't even too long ago. Like 10 years ago, people had pagers. The people who were wearing like the cell phone on their hip. There's like a gun holster for their cell phone, basically. Like this is crazy, man. How quickly we've come. Now we got like robots that are like, that can mimic human beings nowadays.
It's probably gone too far, man.
Yeah.
Or as Tony Soprano would say, remember when is the lowest form of conversation. We could go down that rabbit hole. I love talking about that kind of shit.
I'm having a hoot just looking at these comments right now. Those AOL free trial discs, I had so many of those AOL free trial discs. I was scamming all kinds to try to get internet. Sully, I remember like my dad would pay like $30 a month for 10 hours of internet.
Fuck yeah.
10 hours when I was young. I would spend probably 5 of those hours downloading demos of games of like Duke Nukem and Quake and whatever. It was messed up, man. What a time. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Yeah, it was the glory days.
Yeah.
You were able to place bets on your phone. That was the ultimate game changer after that. Yeah. Like even going back to like further, like you used to have to ring in bets to a lot of bookmakers, And so say if it's live, right? Say if you're in Australia and you want to live bet this game, you can only ring at intervals. So say at the end of the first quarter, into the second quarter, you can ring to do a live bet or a halftime. So like it's still not that's just obviously laws down there, but they were the good old days. I'm hoping the person understood you.
You know how the refresh on our sports books, the arrow points to the right?
Yeah.
You think it points to the left in Australia?
Yeah.
Kraft is down on the field. I hate seeing guys get hurt. I hate seeing guys get hurt, but I hope he's fine for next season.
Debo's clear to return.
Okay, Debo's back.
Yeah.
So it's flipping around now. Oh, Encarta Encyclopedia CD-ROM. My parents got me this for like my 10th birthday or something like that. I spent ages on this online encyclopedia playing games. Oh, LimeWire. All the stuff's coming back in. LimeWire was after Napster, I think.
Just do a whole podcast or whole live stream
Honestly,
on this run. Yeah,
I'm just glad people understand what I'm talking about. Well, there was what was the like the music player that had like the equalizer on it with the I'm gonna.
Was that not just Apple Music? I remember the old Apple Music had
No, it was before Apple.
Long.
Yeah.
No, it was like it had a lot of orange colors.
Pandora.
Winamp. Thank
Winamp.
you, Chris. Winner.
Winner.
Oh man, yeah, that pinball game that was free. Oh, those were the days.
Those were the days. That Dobbs, I had love over. I swear to God, not after time, but I had love over 35.5 as longest reception or longest completion. So at least
Dobbs
one.
38.
Yeah,
38. Dobbs.
38, yeah.
There you go. You go. Oh, this is one of my favorite conversations. I've probably played, like, I can't even tell you how much Minesweeper I played in my life.
Yeah. It's all coming back.
Hearts.
Jesus.
I actually think I could enter professional Hearts tournaments. I'm not joking. I was that good at Hearts. So
how did you find time for Hearts when you were playing FIFA and you're trying to break these records?
Oh, this was before.
Yeah.
There was the standard Windows computer came with Minesweeper, Solitaire, Hearts, and Free Cell. That was the other game. I played probably like 2 months worth of those in my entire life. 2 months. Man, what a time to be alive.
You've got good recall. I can't remember some of that. I remember Solitaire.
Oh, Bosa looks very fresh tonight. I can say that. He's already made a huge tackle, and he's looking like he's going to have an impact on the game.
Said Packers go up 10. What's the kind of line, Rob?
Packers go up to 10? Go up 10?
Say they go up 10, yeah.
Well, at this point in the game, they would probably
3/4 left.
It would probably go to like a pick'em range.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm not great at pricing these in real time.
Yeah.
I'm just subjectively saying that if Packers are winning 10-0, like a little bit into the second quarter, I think the game is a coin flip.
With conditions, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's what I had in my head as well.
Aaron Jones is such a good runner. Like, remember the mid-season when we got our dose of AJ Dillon? Like, watching Aaron Jones next to AJ Dillon, Dillon's not playing tonight. It's night and day. Night and day.
But I think sometimes this Dillon thing, coaches overthink it too. Like they want this whole thunder and lightning kind of big back, quick back, the one's going to make the cut, and then they just get bogged down. Whereas you're better off if you've got an RB1, just fucking use them like an RB1. This running back by committee. No, it's different in Detroit or wherever they do it well, but other coaches, other staffs just can't figure it out.
Yep. Hitman wins a best bet.
Yeah.
It's the apocalypse, people. I don't know what's going on. Hitman best bet winner. Got it done. Got it done. Sully, appreciate you joining.
Cheers, buddy. Really enjoyed it.
Are you planning to doing a weekly podcast up till Super Bowl?
Yes. I just have 2 left.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I look forward to it. Yeah,
you're not breaking down the Pro Bowl for us or anything like that.
I don't have any interest or edge in flag football or whatever the fuck they do now.
Oh God, yeah. I don't even know what they do now. It's unwatchable.
Don't care. Just don't have a bye week. Staying on it. Good chatting to you, Rob.
All right, Sully.
Guys. Take care, guys.
Care.
Good night.
Aiden O'Sullivan, everyone. Check out his pod. Pretty solid. Brad Allen's a great guy as well. I will say, I'm going to bring in Clive here. And you know what? Let's bring in Clive. Let's get Clive in here as well. Clive, how are things?
Good. What's going on?
I was going to say, when I was young, I'm talking young, like 8 years old, in like 8 to 13 range, they used to have like that quarterback competition at the Pro Bowl. That was an absolute banger.
The quarterback skills competition, or
the quarterback
Yeah.
skills, where they had the targets that were moving across the field and they had the chalk colored balls and they were whipping them in there. A long throw. They had to do some drills where they were running and stuff. That was amazing. I don't know
I'd much rather see that than a flag football game.
What they should just have competitions for different positional groups or something like that. No, or have them.
I think that would be much more fun than. And I was waiting for the Clive has hair comments because I'm almost always wearing a hat. That's fantastic. Yeah, I would do it by positional groups. Like this flag football stuff is fucking annoying.
Yeah, I just have them play another game. How about that? Just get the pro football players and have them play a different game. Have them play shuffleboard or something. I think that would be more interest. Oh, man. These competitions were unreal, man. Oh.
Well, watching Harbaugh try and throw like with some of these other guys who's like 10 yards short every time.
I'm getting shit like actual goosebumps watching this. You don't understand how much this brings back the glory days for me. There was the little one where they could do the sprint out and then throw a deep ball. Because it wasn't just like standing and throw a deep ball. They did like this little curl and then like, unreal, man. Marino could toss the ball like 75 yards. It was absurd. These were the days. These were the days. I guess they do this stuff now. They have the competitions. It's just the night before. They should do a better job of promoting this stuff. I'd be the number one fan. I'd be the number one fan.
I remember I was gonna say they did these recently because I remember Lamar Jackson was at the Pro Bowl one year, and I got someone like one of my I love Lamar Jackson. I don't know if anyone knows. I just love Lamar Jackson as a player. I think he's very good quarterback. Obviously, I had him in fantasy in that first year. He has that kind of connection with me, stick with me forever. And my one friend just like constantly kept on roasting Lamar. And there was one year he was in the passing contest, and he like was horrible. And I need to find these. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I guess not. But he was missing pretty easy ones.
So the Packers went quick here to go for this on the 4th down. I don't know that they got this one.
That looks short.
Oh, but on replay, it's close. The spot looks short, but I actually think he got there. I don't know what's going to happen here, Clive. I have no idea what's going to happen here. The spot looks like short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's short. See, like the thing is, this is going to be a weird one. I think when they showed that side view, in real time, I didn't think he got it. When they showed that side view, I thought he got it. But then I don't know if they're going to be able to overturn that at all. Yeah, let's look at like the top view.
The top view looks bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Could they not have put the camera in there a little bit quicker on this top view?
So it's so hard to tell where the ball is relative to.
That's the thing. You can't see the ball. It's honestly, I think they got hosed on this spot. I have no pony in this race, people. I don't care who wins the game. I got nothing here. But to me, that looks like they got hosed a little bit there. Debo's back in the game, by the way, on this play as well. I think we're pretty much synced up here, Clive, which is good. I just saw Kittle go out of bounds right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
What a horrible first drive for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Do you guys still laugh when they bring out the chains? Because I always do.
I honestly, my viewpoint on this is a complete 180 from where it used to be. Here's what I'm thinking about now. I actually like the entertainment value of the chains and the ridiculousness of all of this. As a bettor, you can be like infuriated, right? I get it. You're like, fuck, like, look at these idiots who are spotting this. God, Purdy, what is going on here? But like the pure entertainment value of that, it's too good.
Fair. It's just like the chains remind me of dial-up internet, if that makes sense. Like it's just outdated, but you know what? Entertaining and fun.
Yeah. You were on dial-up internet at one point, I assume, Clive?
Oh God, yeah. I just came in, I think, as you were talking about like the AOL CDs and like all that
Yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
Big AOL guy?
Yeah. I actually still have my AOL email address that like
Wow.
anything that I use for like advertisements or whatever, like it just still goes there. Like I have like a regular email address for correspondence and like anything else that's garbage, it just goes to that.
So I had an AOL email address, but I never used it for email. Like the first email I really used was a Hotmail address, which Hotmail still exists and is still popular. But I remember my first email address that I used. I was a huge Blue Jays Carlos Delgado fan. So I created Delgado the Champ at hotmail.com. My first ever email address. There were some underscores in there somewhere, I think.
Yeah,
Delgado
probably
underscore the underscore champ or something like that. I honestly, I'm gonna sound like the old man, and I am the old man, but I'd do anything to go back to those days. Like when your parents are telling you when you're young, like you should really appreciate high school, and you're like, I don't want to do my homework, I don't want to study for this test, and they're like, it's gonna get so much worse in life. Like appreciate what you have now. I wish I really appreciated that a little bit more.
Yeah, like high school sports and stuff like that, like even just going farther back, even little league, like I see kids out playing because there's a park right on my way to the gym every day. So when we're in the springtime, I see kids playing. I'm like, oh. And now they have better stuff too. Like kids are training and playing all year, even in New Jersey. I mean, Canada's, I'm sure, a different story. But you're not probably getting a lot of baseball in the spring.
Well, spring,
well, spring, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I just miss it. And like these kids have not a care in the world. And the shit that we sweat now at our age, it's
tough.
We had it good.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Another 3rd and 1 for the Niners here, and they pick it up as well. If I was born now, I would have made the CFL. Might not exist by the time you're old. McCaffrey Theragunning himself on the sidelines.
I feel like they have someone for that.
Yeah, don't they have like trainers? It's not. I bet McCaffrey over on rushing attempts. Not ideal. Not ideal.
He'll tough out anything.
Not drink. It's actually just tea again tonight. I'm trying to like. I've been dealing with like a voice thing for going on many days now. I skipped the Toronto betting meetup, which I was disappointed I couldn't go to.
Oh my God, Purdy. Jesus, you are.
He didn't see that. Like he just like, yeah. Wow. That was a great blitz.
I thought maybe you were doing a dry January. I keep hearing more and more people doing that.
Oh no, I was. I failed very miserably.
There you go.
I failed, I believe, on December 11th. All it took, Clive, me and my wife were doing a dry January together. All it took was us watching TV and seeing a beer commercial. That one beer commercial. Don't even know what it was for.
Impressionable as you can get.
And we're like, we got to go out and get some beers, and we did. 11 days down the drain.
Oh my God.
Jesus, how was that completed? I remember when I was making a case for Brock Purdy to be the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember making that case.
He doesn't look like, I don't know, like he looks like he's been drinking or something. Like, I don't know, like it's his first start. Like he's regressed so much in just one quarter of football.
I mean, he's not concussed, but it looks like he's playing with a concussion is the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, for my Bills future, as many of the good teams as can get knocked out, I'm great with that. But geez.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of don't want. I'm just going to let it all out here for a second. Kind of don't want Green Bay to win this game because I don't want the Lions to get a home playoff game to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know, man. They're playing the best quarterback in football, Baker Mayfield. I mean, he is just like.
It's true. I don't want to put. Imagine Green Bay Tampa as the conference finals. They played like 5 weeks ago or something. Tampa. Who's the home team in that? Tampa's the home team in that game because they won the division.
Yeah.
My God. My God.
I mean, you're spinning that to the line judge. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. I mean, there's no one there. I assume that McCaffrey is like, he's expecting McCaffrey to go up the sideline here.
Yeah, because he pointed. I saw that after the play. Like, I think he thought somebody was going that way, and it just didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's happening there. I don't know what's happening there. Did you see this ESPN bet thing today?
Yes.
Okay, can you I must have missed this.
So ESPN had Ravens minus 10.5 at plus 110 as like a boost, and minus 10.5 as a plus 140 boost.
Okay.
And the thing was, like, I had a Barstool account at one point, and then they just carried over all the limits and stuff. So I haven't been able to bet at ESPN Bet. But then somebody told me today that even if you're limited, they're letting you basically bet whatever you want. I was able to get a lot of money on this ESPN boost of Ravens minus 9.5 at plus 110 and minus 10.5 at plus 140. So old limits were not a factor at all. Finally, a good throw.
Wow,
I mean, wow.
That was a good ball.
That looked like
on the
Brock
run.
Purdy. Yeah.
That looked like Purdy. Yes.
So yeah, it was nuts. The rumor is that it had something to do with trying to offset some Mattress Mac liability. Like maybe that there was a huge bet and that they were trying to lay some off, and partially a promotional thing. But that was the story.
Yeah. Yep. This whole drive with the fourth down stop, which I'm pretty sure, I feel strongly that the Packers got that, and then turning this into 7 the other way. Massive swing on the game.
Well, same thing too. I mean, Purdy threw the ball. I forget who he threw it to on Green Bay, but it was like literally
right in his hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. David Purdom said that Mac told him it wasn't Mac. I don't know. Honestly,
I don't know
it could easily just be on as I'm listening to this, it could easily just be a marketing thing, just to point out there as well. This to turn into a big story and people go and open up ESPN bet accounts.
Yeah. I mean, they were taking big numbers though on this boost, big numbers.
Yeah, but you would have like a marketing budget to put towards this campaign.
Sure.
So like if you think you can acquire X amount of players, we're willing to take this.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's possible. It's possible. Like there has to be an explanation that isn't just like we fucked up, basically, type of situation. Or like we took too many bets, like we didn't. I mean, I guess it could happen. They're fairly new in the space, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, Ryan, I saw that too.
I noticed that people were now it's all coming. It's all coming to me right at this point.
But didn't they also have at one point, and I missed it, I thought I saw somebody saying that they had the Chiefs too at plus 3.5 at one point this week when the rest of the market was more like, 3 minus 115, minus 120.
Right. Like the Mattress Mac thing can't be real. Like why would you lay off Mattress Mac's action? Like I don't understand.
Unless, to your point, like they had that other side that they felt like they could use that as a kind of a marketing and a promotional tool, and not that they're free rolling, but like at the same time they know how much damage that they're dealing with.
Oh, interesting. Live line on the game right now. Let's take a quick look-see here. Pinnacle back up to basically the pregame price, minus 448. They closed minus 461 pregame, but we're back into that range. So Pinnacle, San Fran minus 9, minus 116 live. Totals down to 44.5. 44.5 down low.
Oh, the other factor in that whole ESPN bet thing was the New Jersey exchanges throwing a ton of money and throw in good lines for people that wanted to mitigate their risk.
Interesting. I've been dabbling with some NBA props in the last couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah. These are some like
specific types or across the board?
Everything. There's some major sweats, man. Major sweats along the way. Currently sweating Nicholas Batum under 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I saw he had like 6 in the first 4 minutes of the game, and he's now at 9.
Anything like that in the NBA is a sweat. You rarely get a sweat-free bet without an injury.
Yeah. I don't even know who half these guys are, honestly. It's just really sad. I don't really keep up with the league that much anymore. I'm trying to get back into it. Clint Capella, I remember this guy. Bet him over on rebounds today. Quentin Grimes, under 7.5 points. I don't know these guys. It's not my league anymore.
Nick's point or Nick's guard?
Yeah.
Let's see if Green Bay manages to there. Never mind that. Oh,
wow. He almost dropped that. Jaden Reed. How much can you get down on these props? Well, honestly, it's kind of like an experiment for me right now, but you got to get creative. Let's put it that way. Yeah. I just share a bunch of stuff, but like, if you're going to bet a bunch of props from the same game, you might as well same game parlay them. That's my advice to you. If you got like 3 props you want to bet from the same game, throw them same game parlays. You can, do some things to mislead some books. I'm honestly betting props at Pinnacle as well. It's another great spot. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, you can't beat Pinnacle. I'm like, well, they can oftentimes have a very, very good price on stuff that I think I have an edge on. So I'm going to bet it there. There's lots of stuff to do. Lots of stuff. Oh my God, man. What a run this was.
I mean, all of Green Bay's drives so far have looked, mostly good. Like,
yeah,
I kind of expected them to have a little bit of trouble today, and they really haven't.
San Fran D is a little bit overrated. I honestly just want to see a good ending to this game. That's like the biggest thing for me is I want to see a good ending here.
Yeah, even though the half was tied in the Baltimore Texans game earlier, I didn't think that was going to end particularly close.
You know what? I didn't have it in me to. I'm in the same boat as you. I didn't bet the Ravens at the half, so like, I don't like to be the guy that didn't like bet his opinion, but I was in that moment. I was feeling the same way. Like It just really feels like Houston's gotten away with a lot here. Special teams touchdown. I don't think this offense is going to be able to move the ball at any point. Man, Baltimore's played San Fran, Detroit, Houston a couple times this year, and they just basically shut down all of those offenses.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a clean hit.
Yeah.
That's a clean hit. Like if you're going to run the ball and stay in bounds.
Yeah. I mean, you're a runner. He can push you out of bounds. It's
now they're going to take a dumb 15-yard penalty. Personal.
I don't know who they're giving that to.
I think he's definitely still in bounds.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the green. Yeah, here we go.
I'm just noticing now it's Greg Olsen because I've been wearing the headphones a lot, but I love Greg Olsen. I think he's really good.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite.
He's got to be the best analyst now.
Yeah. Oh, offsetting.
Oh, both teams, of course. The cop-out special. We're at 99 likes, people, on the stream right now. That's
smash that like button.
Smash it.
So do you have any props going right now?
NBA or NFL?
No. This game, NFL.
Yeah. Got a bunch. I have some personal ones that I played aside from that. So what I'm mostly cheering for, I'm not going to go through the entire list.
No.
But what I'm mostly cheering for outside of the props I gave out prior to the show is Luke Musgrave under 12.5 longest reception. Christian Watson, under receptions. and Brock Purdy under pass attempts, which I got a great number. That's outside of what we gave out prior to the show.
Gotcha.
Dobbs kind of blocked this Lenoir into Wicks.
Is that what Olsen's trying to explain? Because I have the volume on super, super low.
I don't know what he's trying to explain, but like I'm watching the play and Dobbs I don't know, it's like a scary play, but it stemmed from the block there. I mean, if anything, I would agree that it should be OPI. Oh, Love. Wow. That's a fucking seed, man. Like, that's a seed.
What a throw.
To be running away to your left side there and make that throw. Wow. And have enough strength on that. That's a like, oh man. Incredible. Incredible throw.
I mean, Jordan Love seems pretty poised. Like, this doesn't seem like the moment's too big for him. He's just balling.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the same about Stroud today, honestly. Like, I
Stroud
don't
had
feel
no chance. I mean,
he had no hope.
Yeah.
Zero hope. Like, he did honestly the best he could have done with that situation. The amount of pressure he faced in that game, and not only that, the offensive, the false starts, like it was absurd what they were dealing with. He was basically playing in the worst game script imaginable for the entirety of the game. Second and goal here. Let's get a Jordan Love rushing touchdown. Wouldn't that be something?
Do you guys feel of all of the NFC teams left, like Baltimore has like a really good matchup against almost all of them, it feels like? Just with how good their D has played throughout the year. We know that Baltimore's D, has at least that one game figured out San Francisco. We haven't really seen them against the Lions and
the Baltimore game against San Francisco, while it was impressive, the turnovers were fluky.
Yeah, it was very misleading.
I think that was a very misleading game. Like if Baltimore played San Fran and it's a short spread, I'm probably taking San Fran in that game.
Okay.
I think Benson said if the line that he would have put out, I think was either -2 or -2.5 on a neutral for San Fran if they played Baltimore.
Right. Let me just see.
Which I would think it should be probably more like 1.5, but that's just me.
Tucker Kraft was in there as the target, so this is going to be a field goal attempt. KC, Baltimore. I'm just looking at matchup wise here. Like Buffalo, I don't love Buffalo's offense, but technically, like they kind of have a plus matchup against Baltimore because Baltimore doesn't play much cover 3. I don't know. The problem is McDonald is such a good defensive coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the bigger thing for me.
Oh,
Marlon Humphrey out today, and like they didn't miss him at all. Zero. Just generating all sorts of pressure. And that's the thing for me is they generate like pressure rushing 4 a lot of times as well. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening there.
Do you guys have any teasers here on San Fran or anything on the spread here? Nothing?
Mm-mm.
Zero.
Any total stuff or no? Mostly just props, eh?
Yep. This week I didn't have much this week.
Fair.
I thought a lot of the openers. I mean, we didn't really see much line movement this week, really, right?
No.
I guess like really early we did. Baltimore, Houston total got bet down a bunch to start. Got to get the good number. Anyone who didn't win the Baltimore Houston total, I don't want to sound like really mean, but I'm just gonna say it. Like you need to reevaluate your betting. Like if you did not win on the Baltimore Houston total and you bet the total in that game, time to find something else to do. Like it's, I don't know what else to say. When the game gets middled like that and you had opportunity to bet the under earlier in the week, the over late in the week, the only exception to that rule is if you have to put down a lot of money to fill your bet size, okay, you don't have the advantage of getting like the 45.5 or the 44.5 earlier in the week. Fine. I'll give you that because you need to fill a certain bet requirement. But if you're just like a rec better, there's no reason to not have won that total if you bet it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't listen to GRP. The number matters.
Number matters, eh?
Number matters. How does KC score more than 14 on Baltimore? I don't know. They have the best quarterback. Okay, I still probably take Mahomes over anyone. I don't like this comparison, Everett, but I mean, it is a Fez impression. It is for sure. It is a Fez impression. I'd also tell you to go bet an off-market price that's 10 cents different than the rest of the world at the South Point as well.
Yeah.
Talking to Fez tomorrow night. He'll be on tomorrow night. I'm going to give him a little bit of slack for that.
Good. I think that's fair. I mean, the 49ers are very fortunate to be leading this game.
I think so too. But this is Green Bay taking the ball first and like not leading. Bit of an issue.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think their expected points from those 3 drives really should have been? More like they should probably be somewhere between 10 and 13 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they
probably
got
down. The fourth.
They drove down to the San Fran 11, the San Fran 14, San Fran 11. They got 6 points. That's how you lose football games right there, Clive.
Yeah,
that's how you lose football games.
And dropped an easy interception on their side of or on the plus side of the field.
Great call. Great point.
Who's on the watch along for the Chiefs game tomorrow? Fez. Who else?
We have our first. Wow, we have a very horny group of guests tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Rex Byers is on with us as well.
Oh, they're leading the bracket. I mean,
1 and 2 seed.
Fats?
1 and 2.
Is Fats going to be on?
Fats could be a 1 seed as well. Yeah, they would be the 1 seeds of their respective regions. That's for sure.
Ooh.
I know I got Hitman in the 4th quarter. I got
Johnny in the 3rd. So we got Rex first, Fezzik second, Johnny 3rd, and Hitman in the 4th. So I'd say very, very horny first and second quarter.
3rd quarter is pretty horny too, if you ask me.
I was gonna say 3rd quarter is pretty horny too, but I don't want to do Johnny dirty.
Hitman's recently married, so like his horniness is now at an all-time low. I'll tell you right now.
He has some sort of like masochist fetish or something for losing this many best bets. He has to, right? Because he has to be doing it. Like he has to be trying at this point. I mean, hey, he finally won one. He's probably pissed though.
Hitman strikes me as an S&M type of guy. I'm not going to say much more than that. Yeah, I'm sure he owns a dildo hat for sure as well.
Hat
or one of those masks, the dildo mask. You ever seen that before?
No, wait, what?
You've definitely seen one of those before.
I haven't seen that.
Let's not pretend like you haven't seen one of those before.
Like the
search it. You know how to use the search feature.
What am I searching?
Dildo mask. Go incognito
dildo
like you usually do. You must know what I'm talking about.
You have to know.
Oh, okay. I've never seen this before, but I can see how this is a thing. I was thinking the hit Pulp Fiction, the gimp suit. That's what I was more thinking of.
Yeah. I could see that too.
I'm familiar with that, but
I'll ask him tomorrow. I'll ask him if he owns any of that stuff.
His wife actually just locks him in the basement and he just grinds lines all day and in the gimp suit.
Yeah. I honestly don't even know if we can say gimp anymore. I don't know if that's allowed.
Is that a bad word? Like
you were already canceled on our last stream. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No.
You think I haven't forgotten about that, huh? I definitely forgot about that.
The Nails voted for me not to be canceled. So
is that true?
Yeah.
I saw it was very close to 50-50.
No, I have the proof. I got to find it now.
What was it that you said again on that stream? That
no, you're not getting me. You're not getting me. I didn't say anything.
I actually don't remember what it was.
I can't say. No, it actually wasn't bad. It It wasn't anything. I didn't say anything. It was all a complete misunderstanding.
I don't remember what it was. But it was something, all right.
I typed it in the chat. Let's see. I don't know if anyone remembers in the chat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, you know what? I'll defend you here, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Jason asked why Ryan Clark was not wearing a V-neck or something like that.
No, that's why he wasn't wearing. I'll say he was. It looked like he wasn't wearing a shirt.
It looked like he wasn't wearing a shirt. But
Was
he
he
had,
not wearing a shirt?
Well, his shirt matched his skin color. And Jason had a very I will say he did have to come out and publicly tweet that he was wearing a shirt.
I saw something. I didn't care enough to look into it anymore because I can't stand that group anyway. So, all right, now it's adding up a little bit.
Yes,
you can see in this talk, like you can see it when you're close, like you can kind of see it there. But like when it's like zoomed out, it's almost impossible to see.
Yeah, it did look like he was not wearing anything, but you know what? Misunderstandings
beat the allegations. I beat the allegations.
I don't know. I still believe that. I listen. I'm not judging here, anyways. I'm just a segment of the population that I'm going to allude to now. I would say that the woke army, Jason.
Yes,
they would take you down.
They would come after you, especially if they knew that it was on MLK Day of all days, which was just terrible timing on my part.
Jesus, this has gone too far
I'm
at this point.
Digging myself a grave. I don't know why I brought that up.
Yes. Is there really a live bet alert, Mason? Is this a thing? Like, I haven't seen a bet slip, so I don't know.
A plus 8.5 Packers.
Don't
trying to show me up now.
Exclamation beside the live bet.
Is it really there? I mean, I have to see at this point. It is an actual live bet.
$120 and only $500.
$500. They're easy. Live bets are easy.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Running out of room on the notebook. Gotta head to Barnes and Noble soon. Wait, this isn't even a notebook. This is a stack of paper.
Yeah, this is not a notebook.
It's like loose leaf paper.
Yeah, this is loose.
Is he? You think he's back on the binders now? Or duotangs? Remember the duotangs back in the day?
What are those?
You're not familiar with the duotang?
No, I think no idea what that is. What is that?
It's like a flimsy binder.
It's with that had like the clip. I don't know how to describe a duotang if you don't know what a duotang is.
Is it a trapper keeper? Oh, that's different.
But not that one, Jake. Like third from the bottom in the middle. Yeah, these ones here. You see how they have like the you'd put the paper in there. Oh, they're called something else in the States.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So we had like trapper keepers or just they're just called a binder.
Folder with metal clasps. Yeah. Trapper keeper. I don't know what the fuck a trapper keeper
that was crazy.
That sounds made up.
Yeah, look at trapper keeper.
Duotang also does sound
trapper
made up,
keeper
to be fair,
cannot be real. Yeah, duotang. I guess.
I mean,
what is the origin?
That somehow makes sense. Got it.
I don't know.
I can't even attempt to spell that because I have no idea what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tough
one. What do you guys call, Clive? What do you call a knit hat that you wear in the winter?
Either just a wool hat. Some people call it a beanie.
Not a toque, eh? No toques?
No, never heard
not
that
a thing.
No. Toque is only Canadian, eh? Okay.
You learn something new every day. Is what Hitman calls his mistress. That was good.
I believe that's what the mistress calls him. I think that's how it works there. But
it's tough. Now I've painted Hitman in a bad corner. Yeah, toque is. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was like just a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Unreal, man. Little things you learn every day.
We're gonna come into this game and George Panathinaikos or whatever is going to realize how difficult live betting actually is or can be.
Yeah. I know what the San Francisco 49ers are trying to do here, and that's like run enough clock so that Green Bay can't score in this half. But they have basically put themselves in a position where it's going to be very hard to score a touchdown. Like they're playing for a field goal right now.
which does drive me nuts. I absolutely hate that. They still have 2 timeouts left, but I mean, 40 yards ish to go. And Purdy's stat line is just so deceiving. Like 8 of 12, 112. Like some of his early throws were really, really bad. And he just looked, like you said, concussed. Wide open. And he's not going to get out of bounds.
They got the first down. Clock's going to run. They have to use another timeout.
I would use it now.
And and now you got 26 seconds left, and you're at what? Just inside the 40?
Yeah. And these are the conditions that I hate just playing for a field goal anyway if you don't have to. And it's not like Green Bay is like this all-world beating offense. I know they're playing well, but geez.
Yeah.
I hate to see coaches start going super conservative in the postseason because it's the postseason. Like, do what got you there and be aggressive when you're supposed to. Maximize what it's like to win.
Yep.
Is that true? I haven't seen the note that I know Debo went back to the locker room. Is he officially out yet or no?
He has a shoulder injury and is every player that's ever left an NFL game questionable to return. I've seen people go off, get carted to the locker room, carted off. They have to stop the game, bring a cart out onto the field. Leg injury, questionable to return. Dude ain't coming back. He's getting carted.
It's the Mick Foley mankind of the NFL when you come back after diving off the top of the cage.
I just got the bet notification that I lost the Nicholas Batum under, and I can't even tell you how rattled I am right now.
Sorry to hear that.
On the scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being maximum tilt, I'm at a 9.
Did you get an amazing number on this bet?
So good. So good. Oh, my goodness. Ended with 15. Get out of my life. What did Embiid end with points? I need Embiid under 34.5 plus 124.
I was going to say, I bet his number's like 34.
He had 33.
You know what? It's looking good right now for a lot of the bets. Who's Landry Shamet? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Shamet? Anyone have any idea?
Landry Shamet?
Shamet. Did you know that, Jason?
I have no idea. I'm not the worst, but I'm
making that up.
He's either on Washington or San Antonio. I have no idea who he is, but
he's
I need
on one
under
of the
points. Yeah.
Need his under points. I'll take a look for you right now.
Quentin Grimes is still stuck on 2. That's big. It's pretty big.
Oh, quickly revenge game today.
Yeah. Yep.
Clive, are the Raptors good? Do they do well in those trades? I know you're a basketball.
So, when I first saw it, I didn't understand what the Knicks were doing. Then I saw a few more pieces. I think it's relatively even, to be honest. My initial instinct was that I didn't know what the Knicks were doing, but then I got it.
Are you a Knicks fan?
No.
Okay.
Bulls fan.
Okay. But do you think they did well for both Siakam and Anunoby?
For Siakam, yeah, I guess if I were them, I would have just traded him sooner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the bigger problem I have with it. It's not what they got at this point for a return.
I was looking at the trade value chart for NBA, and I get that this year's not a great draft from what I understand, but where the Pacers are going to pick, likely for the next 3 years, that's worth 8th overall in this year's draft, which is a shit draft. So honestly, I think that's probably a horrible return, but they just painted themselves into a corner with Siakam where they had to get something for him at this point.
Fair.
Got to time that deal with the same day as the Anunoby deal. They got to get dealt on the same day. Raptors got no leverage at that point once OG gets dealt.
True.
Yeah. 14 seconds left here in the first half.
I don't like the way they played this last, 2-minute drill.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Assuming no score happens here, what are you guys thinking for second half? Like, just not what you would bet, but just if you had to maybe set lines.
Sure. So it's like we're gonna assume 10-6.
Yeah.
Second half of Niners get the ball. Niners -4.5. Total 24.
Gut check 5. Would you bet that? Either side of those?
I'm wondering what I would do with that total.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, Green Bay has all these possessions in this game, with the exception of the first San Fran possession, which was a punt. They've all gone deep into the opponent territory.
Yeah. What's the live number right now for the total for the game, for full game?
Let me check right now. It's going to be off the board until this kick, I think.
Yeah, I didn't get there fast enough.
48-yarder. Packers got to ice him. Packers got to ice him. No, it's Jake Moody now. Good as gold. Good as gold was.
Where's Robbie Gould? I miss him.
Yeah, good as gold. I was a big fan of Graham Gano because whenever he missed a big kick, I could tweet Graham Gano good.
40.5. So 13. I think I'd probably play over 24 if that's the number.
I think there's going to be points in the second half.
So do I.
Just depends on the number, really.
Oh, did he get a piece of that?
Block City. Oh, man. Give us a lower total for the second half. Block City. 7-6. This will change the second half line now. I have to completely redo everything. How do you kick a 48-yard field goal that low? Low enough where it hits a guy directly in the palm.
It looked like his plant foot was good too, so it didn't look like he slipped or anything.
It's not like a 60-yarder where you have to line drive it low.
Yeah. So what do you think the full game's going to be?
What? And Packers, throw a Hail Mary, man. Why kneel on the ball there?
With the rain, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I'm sure Love can throw 60 yards.
He's got the arm for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been plenty of yards in the game. It's just not getting the end zone.
I mean, listen, it's been entertaining. I won't lie. It's been entertaining. It's not been too many games this year where the 49ers, though, have not figured it out on offense at some point or another.
So I'm seeing Niners -7.5.
Yeah. I mean, a good live bet by GRP. I got to give the man some credit. Pinnacle opened San Fran -6 for the second half line. Total 24. So 24 I nailed. There's nothing to do there, in my opinion. I think that's the right number. If anything, though, I do think it will get bet towards the over. The side is more interesting because now you have an adjusted game line of -7. I mean, these are good numbers. Yeah. These are good numbers.
Yeah, I see over 37.5 for the game, so 24.5.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't know. I'll be pretty surprised if this steams really heavily one way. We'll see if Barry Horse tweets anything for this one and moves the entire market. Oh, I got the Joel Embiid win alert just now. Woof.
There it is.
Under 34.5 plus 124. I couldn't believe that, man. I mean, I don't know enough about basketball. This guy must be scoring in insane numbers.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grimes is sitting on 16 minutes and 2 points.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I'm trying to see. Like, if anything, I lean slightly Green Bay at the 6, like adjusted game line of 7. I think Green Bay offensively has had a very good half. 3 possessions, move the ball down the field every single time. Like, they're playing a good football game.
Yeah, I mean, they should for sure be ahead. So Caesar 7, 24, second half. What do we have for any good props? Are there any good live props?
I've been looking around. So, like, oh, man.
Total passing
Okay,
yards.
let's think about it from a game script perspective. I think so. Like, I personally think Shanahan comes out of the half and tries to run the ball down their throats.
Okay.
That's what I think. That, my opinion, Purdy had a little bit of a shaky half, even though his numbers look good. I think based off the way you saw Shanahan coach the end of that second quarter there, didn't really have faith in Purdy to, like, take him on the drive to score the touchdown. It was, let's settle for a 48-yard field goal. I feel like there's just going to be a ton of Christian McCaffrey here in the second half.
That's the biggest thing that keeps me from hitting the over for the game, is him wanting to maybe go that, because his conservative shit at the end of the half is, I don't know if I want to call that a complete lack of confidence in Purdy. Now, on the other hand, I know the Ravens didn't look great in their first half, after a bye, and they really picked up and made some good adjustments, but
this is a good point. So, like, I'm looking at, so if Samuel's gone, which I'm searching now in real time to see if there's any hope of him coming back, but he's still priced to score right now and might not be back in the game. So who's going to get Ronnie Bell is out today. So Chris Conley now becomes an option. Ray McLeod becomes an option. Oh, Barry's going under 24. Barry goes under. That's
interesting.
going to move the market. Now I got to decide if I want to play back on over. Green Bay took some money as well. +6, -114 now.
Yeah, I mean, the way that the game is played out, I think that's – I wouldn't want to be on the 49ers side right now. It would be Green Bay or nothing.
Right. Reminder to everyone that's in here. Brought it up before the show, but if you joined late, a lot of people asking lately for Pinnacle swag, BetStamp swag. We get a lot of DMs and stuff about that. I get it, people. I don't discriminate. You want to get some free swag, stuff like that? No problem. We're setting up a community right now. There's a pinned message here in the Forward Progress chat. But if you head over to thehammer.bet/thenails, setting up a little bit of a community over there. But you can enter to win Pinnacle swag or BetStamp swag. All you got to do is follow the Circles Off YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to them. And also, we're trying to grow our hockey channel, Edgework, as well. Make sure you just like one of the videos. And, of course, you will get that. Unfortunately, there is not a link to buy some. I wish there was, Cole, but it ain't for sale at this exact moment. So check it out there. And let's get these message boards going here as well, if we can. I don't care what it is. Just go into the Forward Progress community. Roast Hitman if you want. Roast Jason for being a racist and calling out Ryan Clark for not wearing a shirt. Do whatever you got to do. Honestly, though, use it as a forum to ask questions at any time outside of the stream. Some people DM me on Twitter. Goes into like this message request folder. Sometimes I don't see it. Apologies. I will see these all in real time. So will our other creators at The Hammer who will participate a lot in this community. So if you got any questions at any point or want to strike up a discussion, make sure you do it there. www.thehammer.bet/thenails. The Nails.
Where is this? Oh, there we go. I got it. Now I got it.
What do you got now?
No, I was looking for the link that you were talking about.
Figured it out.
Yep.
If you can figure it out, Clive,
Anybody's got a shot. I mean, geez.
Anyone can. Look at you. You went from those AOL CDs back in the day to the man that you are now with hair.
With hair. Who knew? Nobody knew.
Who knew?
There isn't even a picture of hair of me from Bet Bash. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
Wore a hat in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, you should wear a hat in the pool in the beginning of August. I also wore a hat in the pool. That's not like, that wasn't to cover my balding head. That was just to prevent the inevitable melanoma, skin cancer. It's just a professional move. Nothing worse, people, than burning the top of your head. When you burn the top of your head and it starts to peel and then it just looks like dandruff and it's just pain, and then you go and take a shower and you're just in pain. Don't do that. Don't be the person that burns the top of your head. I know from experience. Not a good look.
I don't think I've ever done that. Thank God. That sounds miserable.
No pads for Debo. You know what that means? It means Chris Conley anytime touchdown time. That's what that means. You could go Jawan Jennings. I just like to think big is really what I like to do. Jawan Jennings is now been bet from 8-1 to plus 450. Ray McLeod's 9-1. Chris Conley's 9-1. Those are your guys. If you want to get nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
I'm checking.
Yep. Well, I got to boot you. It's time for you to go.
Peace.
No, I don't have to boot you. But I will.
Fair enough.
I don't have to.
What do you guys got in the chat for the second half?
Yeah. Deep Dive took San Fran? I don't know about that.
Six is a better number.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was at 6, right?
Oh, I saw 7.5. Yeah, you're right.
7.5 adjusted game line.
That was a second half number. That's not a full game number.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. Barry Horse moved the market on the under. I just want to watch an interesting game. I just hope this doesn't turn into second half of like Ravens Texans earlier. That's what
now it's 23.5, heavily juiced towards the over is what I.
Yeah, so moved off of 24. Some big money. That's some big Bitcoin that Sir Horse is dropping there. Hopefully he didn't drop all his Bitcoin. It's because it's very close to 100% of his net worth.
Is Sharp
very
next?
Close.
Is Sharp following me?
Yeah. We get better as the show goes on. That's usually how we schedule these things. No offense to Sully.
In the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was going with it. All right, Clive.
See y'all. Good luck.
Good chatting. All right. Have a good one. Clive Bixby, everyone. Check it out. Our next guest, you see him here regularly on Forward Progress. He's an NFL originator, 4for4.com. He's joined me in the past. Sharp Clark. How are things?
Not bad. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing okay. I see there's a cat there. What type of...
I got a little cat that's sitting on my lap.
It's a very cute cat. I'm unfortunately allergic, or else I would have cats a little bit more.
Yeah, well, luckily allergies don't translate over Zoom, or over whatever this is.
Well, yeah. We can't afford Zoom. We only use StreamYard. We go as cheap as possible. Thoughts on the first half of the game here?
Yeah, it's been a good game for me in terms of my positions. I got in on the coin toss angles, and the two ways that I played it was Packers to score first and lose the game, and then San Francisco's second half -4.5, figuring they'll get the ball back in the second half. So good number on the second half. We'll see if it comes through. I haven't been particularly impressed with the 49ers.
Yep.
I'm like, if I am a big 49ers backer right now, which I have futures, I guess, I'm a little worried. Like, they're playing with fire, and the Packers are good enough to capitalize. So I think it's been a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting the way that you chose to play those. Both make logical sense, because most of the looks were first quarter, first team to score, a lot of first touchdown scores, Packers side as well, which they didn't get. But yeah, those both make a lot of logical sense. And I actually didn't play either of those, even though I was fairly confident Green Bay would get the ball first. But Green Bay's had 3 possessions where they've driven the ball deep on the 49ers each time. They only have 6 points to show for it. I have had concerns about San Fran's D for the entirety of the year. I don't think they're as good in run defense as everyone claims that they are. I don't think their defensive coordinator is anywhere near as good as they've had over the past half a decade, if not more. And the secondary can be thrown on. And like, there just hasn't been much resistance. Now, there's been some key third down conversions, been some amazing throw. The Jordan Love throw down the sideline on the left side.
Man.
Yeah, like you're not defending that. That's just an unreal throw. But it's a little bit like if you are a 49ers fan, money line backer, anything like that, like I think there's reason to be scared going into the second half.
They wanted to see the cat again. Yeah, I agree. I think I've been particularly discouraged by how many blown coverages the 49ers have. And and some of them are schematic. I mean, there was one over the middle, I think, to Jaden Reed, where it was like, whose responsibility was to, follow him to the sideline. But there have also been plays where the cornerbacks have just slipped. I mean, there was one in early on where, if your cornerback slips or loses his footing, there's not much you can do about that. So I'm not sure if I'm 100% concerned, but they got to shore up their secondary for sure.
Also, what was very concerning to me was the way that the 49ers ended that half, which was basically making the decision to play for a field goal very early on, which is like, it's just the most, it's such safe thinking because I get it. Like Green Bay has 3 timeouts and you're like, we don't want to give them the ball with it, but you have one of the best offenses in the league. Why not take the positive approach as we're getting a view of Deebo Samuel there coming out of the locker room, which he does not look happy.
No,
it's tough. Yeah,
that's a bummer. Does it look like multi-week or?
He's not wearing equipment, and it's a shoulder injury. Deebo is he's just had so many injuries over the course of his career.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, the 49ers are somewhat fragile. Like we saw them play 3 games without Deebo and Trent Williams, and it didn't look good. So I do have concerns. See ya. I do have concerns about what Deebo not being in there does to this offense. Even early on, like you could see they went to him, a couple times early on, and they were easy plays, and then they've struggled ever since.
What do you see as your play clock right now?
14, or I have game clock 14-17.
Okay, so you're a little bit ahead of me, which is interesting. Someone's finally ahead of me, which is nice. I'm about 3 or 4 seconds behind. I would not have said that Jawan Jennings taking a handoff in the backfield would have been my guess for first play coming out of the half for the 49ers after that. And just keeping an eye on what they're doing with the receivers. But that was Ray McLeod that caught that ball as well, for those who are betting live markets as well. I'd like to see the breakdown of how often he's on the field versus Conley in this situation as well.
Is McLeod number 3?
I consider him the number 3 behind.
No, I mean, it's his jersey number 3.
Oh, I couldn't tell who just caught that. Whew. Man.
Yeah, Purdy. I'm guessing you got the third down already?
Yeah. He hasn't looked good today at all.
Yeah.
He has not looked good. Like his stat line, someone who just consumes stats is going to be like, 11 of 18, 132 and a touchdown. He's playing a good game. Like he put one directly into the hands of a Packers defender. Just looks completely shaky right now.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of it is the rain, because he's been bothered by the rain in the past, but he just doesn't. He doesn't seem capable of commanding the offense. It's like if it's not open, what does he do?
I have a thought on I've talked about this a little bit this week, but the rust factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the 2 weeks off between games where he didn't get snaps. Lamar ended up having a good game, but a lot of that was due to his legs, right? Like I didn't think he was super crisp throwing the football either personally, not like the worst game ever. I'm not here to say, oh, Lamar was terrible throwing the ball today. Bad wind conditions, a lot of played into it. I didn't think he had like an excellent passing game. I do still think that there's something to that. And I'm honestly really surprised because in week 18, when we were doing our best bet show, Hitman gave out the 49ers as a best bet against the Rams because he had pulled up a quote from Kyle Shanahan in the past, which was very much advocating for like, I don't like to rest guys late in the season. I think that there's something to continuity and keeping players playing. And obviously they ended up resting a bunch of guys, including Brock Purdy in that game. But it was a little bit surprising to me because he's on the record as saying that. And I mean, I don't know what it is today, but Purdy does not look good. Just does not.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought the Ravens came out a bit sluggish in the first half, and like whatever adjustments they made at halftime worked because they absolutely dominated that second half. But the first half was a real dogfight. Like it wasn't just the punt return. I mean, there was the Dalton Schultz drop that really killed them, and then so many pre-snap penalties that killed Texans drives. Like I thought it was a fairly even match in the first half, but the Ravens, got it together, came out, and they were focused. So hopefully the 49ers can do the same and kind of get it together here, but didn't look good there.
If you had to guess, I'll put you on the spot in terms of what the Ravens net passing yardage was today. What would your guess be?
Oh, it wasn't much. They ran a ton. I would say like 150.
123 net passing today. And they won the game by 24. That's what 229 yards on the ground will do for you.
Yeah,
but
it was wild because like I played the Texans. I lost a bet on the Texans. And one of my angles was when you're playing with such a big spread and you have a decent quarterback, if you have a good run defense, when the other team's going to run, you can usually stop the run. And they knew the other team was going to run, and they could not stop the run in the second half. It was just shocking how bad they were. And that the game snowballed because of that one matchup of the Ravens offensive line against the Texans defensive line.
They figured out, I noticed they were having like a lot of success with a lot of these outside zone looks. Mm-hmm. And they figured out these ways to get their tackles one-on-one with like a defender on the outside, a lot of times a corner. And it would either be Lamar Jackson, like running behind Ronnie Stanley or, and it was just, I mean, it was brilliant gameplay. Like it was just a really, really good second half, and whatever adjustments they figured out at the half there, I don't know who it was, if it was Todd Monken, but like credit to them because really, really good out of that half there.
Yeah. I was also like, one of the things that I was concerned about with my Texans bet was the Ravens, they haven't used Lamar Jackson that much as a runner. They haven't used him to create, opportunities for the other running backs by using him as a design rusher. And I was worried that they were going to do that in this game, and they did it. I mean, they were like, okay, it's the playoffs. We're not going to worry about avoiding injury. We're not going to just have you sit back in the pocket and play pocket passer. They threw in a bunch of those design runs and option plays for Lamar Jackson. I think that made a huge difference, and that makes me more optimistic about them kind of moving forward.
Yep. Big third down. I love Aaron Jones, man. I love Aaron. I mean, the splits are not quite as drastic as like the Kyron Williams on-off splits, but I just love the running style. It's not conducive to like a long career in the NFL. And being a Cowboys fan, he really reminds me of Marion Barber III a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Isaiah Pacheco's like this a lot too, but it's just like going to deliver a big hit. Marion Barber, rest in peace. God, I loved watching that guy. He just refused to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
Refused.
Yeah, Packers look sharp.
Yeah, I mean, they sure do.
I got so much shit because my preseason Super Bowl prediction was Bills over Packers, and people couldn't believe that I had the Packers in the Super Bowl. But at this point, I'm rooting against them, just to be clear, because one, I have more futures on the 49ers than I do on the Packers at this point.
Right.
And two, I have a bet on the Niners to win this game and win the second half. So all that is gone. I don't care if they lose. I want the 49ers to take care of business.
Yeah, looking for the money over the glory.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the glory of getting that. Yeah. No, I get that.
I feel good enough about the prediction already. Like people can,
Yeah,
they
of
already
course.
outperformed.
Exactly. They've proved you like that your opinion was correct. Somebody prior to the year got roasted for taking the Bears to go to the Super Bowl. I can't remember who that was. Someone in the chat maybe. It was a really prominent person that picked the Bears to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, Simon Hunter, maybe?
You know what? I think it was Simon Hunter. I actually do. I wasn't even trying to bring that up, but I'm pretty sure it was him.
I just remember he was big on them like right when the offseason started.
Yes. Almost certain. Oh God, Simon Hunter. Very
sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad.
No, it's okay. I'm very upset. I missed the meet and greet in Jersey last week with him, so very disappointed. Couldn't meet him in person. I probably would have been shanked if I stepped foot in that place after that video.
Oh man,
yeah. I did read your post about your plans for next year.
Yeah,
and honestly, like I applaud you for that. Like I thought it was very honest and like heartfelt, and you really just basically put it out there as to like, these are my plans and whatever. That, there's, as you know, there's a cost associated with putting yourself out there and like living your reality with other people. But I do appreciate that about you. So I think that's something that, you're going to get the people that will constantly come at you for things, but such is life.
Yeah. And I'm fine with it. I mean, like, I think anybody who, I've been working with 4for4, and like the primary thing that I provide on their service is picks. And I think anybody that makes money off of picks like deserves, like they should be under the scrutiny, under the microscope. And so like that was always something that I welcomed, is like, look, like everything that I'm doing, I want everyone to be able to judge it. But going private is so much less pressure, because it's like I don't have to prove to anyone anything anymore. Like when people on Twitter that don't know me and don't know my process are gonna call me a losing bettor, it's like I don't have to respond. I can just laugh and be like, you have no idea what my what my betting patterns are. So it's been I know that it's going to be a good thing for me psychologically. I'm pretty excited about it.
It's huge. I mean, I've had this conversation with Adam Chernoff before as well. Oh, interesting challenge. Yeah. I mean, this is like
I didn't get a good look at it.
I think he looks good, honestly. Mm-hmm. I think this is a pretty bad spot. I think they got hosed on the previous spot as well, on the earlier fourth down, but there's just no good look at it. Yeah, they already reversed this. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with these spots on these sneaks and what these guys are thinking they're seeing. But also, like, you've been watching the whole game, right?
Yeah.
The fourth down that they got stuffed on, we get a secondary angle afterwards, which is like this overhead camera, but it starts where the quarterback is and then comes out over the pile once like the play is done.
Right.
Why not have the overhead camera there on the 4th and short to begin with? That's what I won't get. Like, I get it. You don't want to put a chip in the ball, whatever. You want to measure it. Sure. But like, we have so much other technology now that doesn't impact anything. Like, there's been so much innovation in terms of camera angles, how the game is displayed.
Right.
In that one situation, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Yeah, there should be if you that was a flag. I can't hear the sound because I wanted to mute it for you guys, but
I don't know yet either.
I don't know yet. They're going to decline it.
Yeah, they just take the lost yardage.
Yeah. Okay, so Andy said, I think the reasoning is, what if they decided to pass? It would hit the camera. I mean, I don't think it has to be that low.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I'm sure they've done the studying on this. Hopefully they've done the studying on this, but I don't think it would get in the way.
I would hope so.
That was a tough break for Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I'm also a huge fan of Aaron Jones. I have been throughout his career, and what they've done throughout his career is limit his carries because, like you said, he's not a longevity guy. And I think they've extended his career by keeping him in the sort of 200, 250 carry range. But he's a difference maker on that offense.
Got away with, I think, a face mask there.
Yeah,
I think the 49ers did. Yeah.
But I made a FFPC playoff challenge lineup with my buddies, and we picked Aaron Jones, and that was obviously worked out really well for us. Not only, that's a penalty. Not only getting 3 touchdowns in round 1, but advancing to round 2. But the rest of our team sucks, so it doesn't matter.
I do have. I think I couldn't tell what was that. This was 80.
Yeah, that was Melton.
Yeah. I have over on his receiving yards.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. He's been on the field a bunch. Bo Melton, my guy, still got time. We still got time. Honestly, I get this in real time. Like, listen, I never played professional football. The plays happen like this or whatever. But the sheer panic on these DBs when they're like beat downfield always gets me. Yeah. It's just like, you lose the ability to function as a human being and like think in that exact moment. Ambry Thomas, that was rough.
Easy touchdown.
Boom. I love that play. Love that play.
But again, where's the secondary?
Yep. Go right back to Bo Melton, baby. Cash that over. If only I'd played Bo Melton touchdown.
Yeah, there's your Bo Melton. How many yards do you need?
It's done. I think it was like 11 and a half plus money.
The safety slipped on the grass again.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I don't know that he would have got there, but I mean,
equipment malfunction. Got to have the right cleats on.
Yeah.
There's always the cleat guy for that. These outdoor games that got to get it right.
You get it right. You go for 2 here, or you kick an extra point?
I personally would go for 2 just because I think the Packers have a very dynamic offense where their conversion, actually, I'd be interested to see their red zone touchdown rate this year. Like I don't have the exact numbers to be able to make the decision, but subjectively, I feel they have a very good quarterback. They're about middle of the pack red zone touchdowns this year.
Yeah. It's wild. Green Bay is winning this game. That is wild.
It's the NFL, man. It's the NFL. Just like whatever, expect the unexpected, right? Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like if you have a good enough offense, you can win any game. But earlier today, all that mattered was the defense.
Yep. I'm with you. Fire the equipment guy. You shouldn't fuck up on your own field. I don't.
No, it's right. He's right.
Yeah. There was one game. I can't remember whose home field it was. This was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I want to say it was the Giants that were slipping all over the place. And the athletic trainer was on the sideline in just like an absolute panic trying to get everyone's cleats changed to like a thicker. I don't remember what the game was, but I just recall dying of laughter watching that.
All I remember is the Super Bowl from last year.
Yeah. Yep.
The Sodfather.
I don't think I'm going to go to the Super Bowl this year, but I'm going to wait to see what the matchup is. There's an opportunity that's come up to be sitting in the end zone on one of the sidelines.
Nice.
It would be a pretty penny.
Yeah.
But it depends on the game. It depends on the game. I might end up doing it. Just the thought though of being, I love Vegas for obvious reasons, but I've done March Madness in Vegas a couple times before. It's not really like my jam or my scene. I don't like the big crowds or anything like that. It would just like ruin the Vegas experience for me.
Yeah.
So haven't decided. Decided. I mean,
I've obviously never been to the Super Bowl. I would love to go. I mean, depending on the matchup again, like I'm having a hard time being like, if it's two teams I have no interest in, I mean, I guess you go for the experience, but
Yeah.
I like the experience of going to a Super Bowl party with,
Same.
hanging out.
I love Super Bowl parties. That's a great time. Yeah, Free asked like, why not go? You can ask me that for every single year. I could go to the Super Bowl whenever I've never been to a Super Bowl. It's obviously on the bucket list, but if like the Cowboys make a Super Bowl one day, like as an adult, for me, I'll go to the game.
Don't hold your breath, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Fuck me, man. Just what a joke of a organization, man. It is tough. You're Denver based? You're a Broncos fan?
I'm Denver based, but I'm a Chiefs fan, which makes.
Oh yes, I remember this. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I moved to Denver about 8 years ago, so I've never lived in Kansas City, but I was in Texas and I hated Cowboys fans. I mean, no offense to you, but like they were obnoxious in Dallas.
I get it.
And my brother moved to Kansas City and he became a Chiefs fan. And a lot of my favorite college players, I went to Texas. And so Derek Johnson and Jamal Charles were two of my favorite college players. They went to Kansas City and my brother was rooting for them already. And I was like, all right, I'll root for these guys. And so I just kind of became a Chiefs fan by default.
I can tell you that like the teams like, especially the Cowboys got to have the worst collective of fans. Yeah. The one thing that a lot of fans are like this, but Dallas obviously has a lot of fans across North America. The inability to live in reality for Cowboys fans is often
right.
Now, this is this is a lot of fan bases. I shouldn't just pick, and I am a Cowboys fan, but there's Joey mocking me. I guess you'll never go to the Super Bowl. Yes. Haha. But it's tough. I don't like to be lumped in with the obnoxious fans. Let's put it that way.
What was that? Yeah, no, I like not every fan always, like there's always exceptions, but the thing that bothered me when I'd interact with Cowboys fans in Dallas was how frequently, I don't know if this still happens because this was 10 years ago now. So maybe they don't do this anymore, but how frequently they would just come back and be like, well, how many Super Bowls has your team won?
I know.
As if that's some kind of like counter argument to having a conversation about the teams in today's NFL.
I experienced that as a hockey fan as well because the Montreal Canadiens have won like the most Stanley Cups. Like, do I care about the Stanley Cups they won in the 1920s? Like, get out of my face. I don't care. I mean, that was a completion, a big one.
But it did.
Purdy still looks rattled, man. He looks. Yeah. No, he looks like he's ready to shit his pants at any given moment.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been offline. It could have been dropped. It was behind him a little bit. It's very strained.
Like he's wide open. I mean, granted, Purdy has a little bit of pressure in his face there, so he's got to stand in and deliver.
Jennings and Valentine went to.
Oh yeah, through the Gatorade. Yeah. Take a look at the colors right now on that sideline, just in case the Super Bowl comes around. We want to know what color the Gatorade might be.
Do the teams get to decide? Oh, there. Okay.
That's actually a good question. I would figure you have some sort of say in the Gatorade color. Wow. Do you think that was a delay of game?
I mean, it could have been. It's one of those where the ref has to see the zero. Definitely not
my favorite rule in all of sports, by the way.
I know. It was definitely not the most egregious. When that happens.
No, there's been way worse.
Right at the zero, I'm usually fine with it.
Yeah. No,
there was one in the Texans game that was worse than that, and it wasn't called.
What do we got? What am I at? Oh, that was McCaffrey's first carry of the second half. Wow.
They should just give it to him every time. They'll score a touchdown every play. That's how statistics work, right?
I would feed the guy. Like this is Green Bay's run defense, right? And it's not quite as bad as it used to be for sure, but yeah, especially with the way Purdy's looked, I don't know that I would be throwing all over them, but Christian McCaffrey, anytime TD gets there.
The problem with just feeding McCaffrey, if your quarterback is shaky, is if he doesn't get the first down, then you're going to face 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and
it's a good point.
And now you've got Purdy not comfortable going into 3rd down. I think they need to throw early downs until he feels comfortable. And if he never feels comfortable, maybe you weren't going to win anyway.
That's true. It's all valid. This to me would be I'd be happy with a San Fran win by small margin, result at this point.
I need 5 at least. That's the
Yeah. Oh, you got 5. You need 5 at least. Okay.
I got -4.5 second half, so they were up by 1.
Oh, right.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
so I need 6. Yeah.
Which, second half line ended up being San Fran -6, so you were ahead there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the right idea. The 49ers just haven't been as good, and Debo matters.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could screenshot this or bring it up on screen. I don't want to bring my private bet stamp account up on screen right now, but I wagered a large amount of money today across props, mostly a lot of NBA, NHL, some NFL stuff. I'm currently down $1.
That's awesome.
Like I'm talking across all the bets, like 6-figure risk today, which like they're not, when you spread that much volume, it's not like people might think that that's more than it is. It's not. It's just a lot of volume, and you're very unlikely to lose one way or another, or like massively. But I'm down exactly $1.
That's it's a fun entertainment day.
I normally don't check this stuff in real time, but now that I'm on air here and I'm at the computer, I'm just like trying to figure out what all these sweats are right now.
And you're like $3.5 grand ahead of me, so good job.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, such is life.
Such is life. I much prefer it when there are 16 games, 14 games, 12 games. I just like the pressure of reading the game correctly. One angle you miss, and it's like, well, there goes a quarter of the weekend. You know, it just feels so much better when there's more games to choose from.
Yeah. I'm currently rooting for the worst possible thing imaginable, which is Connor McDavid under 1.5 points. Best player in the world, under 1.5 points.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that was a big time cut.
Oh, wow. What a play.
Unreal, man. Unreal.
I saw that happening before it even happened.
Like the cutback. Yeah.
His first cut, I was like, this is I thought it was a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
They already called the ball as Green Bay.
Yeah, the first ref went in right away and signaled Green Bay ball.
He just called it.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What is the kicker doing down on the 30-yard line? That was weird.
Both games affected big time by special teams today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Special teams EPA for the 49ers today with the block kick at the end of the first half, plus this return. Yeah. Not great, Bob.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, he Wilson recovered this very, very clearly. It definitely got ripped away from him under the pile there, but
right.
God, I love the NFL, man. I love this. It's been a long year. I'll be happy when I can take a break, but after like a month of break, I'm gonna need the NFL back in my life. Yeah. I'll get a little bit excited at the draft, but like not really. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't do much with the draft. I'm like, the off season for me is all about study. You know, like during the season, I might come up with an idea or a thought that I have to dig into, and I just don't have time during the season. And so during the off season, I like to take my time. Nice throw. Take my time and kind of run those down and find different ways to analyze it and be like, is there something predictive here? Is there some way to, quantify this and analyze it and backtest it? And I love that process sometimes more than the actual in-season betting, because I don't know, it's just fun to write programs. It's fun to analyze stuff.
Yeah. Do you do a live watch along of the draft? I did one last year, and I very likely will do one again this year. I thought it was pretty fun. The first round, I'm not doing multiple rounds, people. Like once you get into like 4th and 5th round and stuff, it's not what I'm about, but first round for sure.
Not been a good start for Barry Horse.
No, he's I don't want to say he's cooked, but
No, you're
Lost-
after watching the Lions Rams total, you're never
Yeah.
cooked. You're never
No.
cooked until the number is over.
It's true. It's true. That was one of the best fumble recoveries I think I've seen in like
It was legit.
it was so good, man. The coordination, the dive, and like most of the time that like squirts out from someone too under their body. Give
Yeah,
me
there were
a
like
Jordan.
5 49ers and 1 Packer, and the Packer was the guy that got it.
Oh wow. Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Nixon is a good returner. It's not the first time he's pulled something like that off.
Yeah. Yeah. Keyshawn Nixon.
Such great play design.
Nixon returns kicks. Jaden Reed returns the punts. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was opposite, but yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah, Keyshawn Nixon's been returning kickoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good throw. I mean, a good play design.
Now they're going for 2.
Yeah. What was the time of the first touchdown? It was 9:27. It took 4 minutes. 4 minutes later, they're willing to go for 2.
Yeah,
Love how
maybe they
that
have more
works.
confidence in their offense too. They're just kind of rolling.
Yeah. Now Jordan Love will run it in now that the anytime TD doesn't count.
Aaron Jones. What a game.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, this is very much going to go unnoticed, but what I loved about this throw by Jordan Love is that Aaron Jones is wide open, but he just he doesn't zip it in. He knows he's got his running back out there. Just give it to him. There's so many quarterbacks that drive me crazy with some of these goal line throws. Justin Herbert is one of them. I love Justin Herbert, but my God, sometimes just it's okay to throw a touch pass instead of rifling 100-mile-an-hour fastball in there. It kind of makes me sick, Clark, that the Packers have gone from Favre to Rodgers to Jordan Love. Like, it's actually sickening to me. Like, this is the run.
Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting. They're going to be good for a while again.
Yeah.
Actually, this division's going to be fun next year.
Yeah, it will be.
It was kind of fun this year, but
who does Minnesota end up with as QB this offseason?
I mean, good question. I guess they're going to change direction. I mean, I thought Kirk Cousins was playing better than he's ever played in his career this year before he got hurt. So if they wanted him back and they wanted to pay him, I guess, then that would make sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. They may also recognize that they don't have the squad for it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, a lot of guys getting older. Although the way their defense played, again, it's like Brian Flores makes a huge difference.
They have a smart organization generally. So, like, I think that they are legitimately one of the few orgs in the league that would recognize before the season, like, we can't compete this year. Let's not try to. I seriously believe that of Minnesota. A lot of teams wouldn't do that, but I think they are one of the orgs to do that, and they would probably afford Kevin O'Connell. You know, they'd have the conversation and be like, listen, this is the year. Try to win the games for sure, but, like, you know, we're not giving you the roster and we're not going to hold it against you type of thing. But yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think they would be right to give Kevin O'Connell hey, you know, we're sticking with you. We know we're not competing this year because he's been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Definitely not a liability right now. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
Look around the league, you see a million liabilities. He's not one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's it's fun. I mean, the Packers are a fun team. I love watching them.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, like, what if it's a Packers-Lions NFC Championship game? That'd be so weird.
Yeah.
Dude, 45 is jacked.
Big dude. Big dude. Scott says, Dak and a first-round pick for Love. Do you do it, Rob? So it's not just about the players here, right? Like, Jordan Love makes $12 million a year. Dak makes a lot more than that. So it really frees up your ability to spend elsewhere. Wow. Oh, man. Was that Ray
Wow.
McLeod? Yeah.
Yeah, McLeod almost broke it.
Ooh, fuck, that was like a shoestring tackle at the end there. This has turned into a very entertaining game.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
I don't think I would take Dak in a first because you're talking about, how many years do you potentially have with Love? Like solving. Oh, okay. So solving the quarterback is the number one most important job for a franchise. And if you've got a guy who's, I don't know how old Love is, 25. If you Trent Williams.
Yeah, he's 25, Jordan Love.
Yeah, so if you got a 25-year-old that you are confident is going to be a long-term solution at quarterback, then you can't beat that. Like,
no,
the
Packers would never make that deal. The Packers would never
exactly.
trade Jordan Love for Dak in a first.
It would have to be like the number one overall, not the Cowboys number one.
Exactly.
And even then you're taking a risk, like at a downgrade.
Dude, what a flop that was the flop of the millennium right there.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm so sick of seeing that across sports, not just like everywhere.
Flopping
has got out of hand.
Wasn't that Trent Williams? Why was he on the field?
I couldn't tell you why Trent Williams. He must have been coming out on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he's definitely not. Is he on the blocking team for special teams? It would make no sense to me.
If the 49ers don't score in the next 4.5 minutes, they're going to go into the fourth quarter losing, and you know what that means for Shanahan.
Oh. The trend is your friend, some people say.
The surprising thing has been the Packers defense. I mean, I think the Jordan Love offense, Matt LaFleur offense, offensive line has been out of the bag since about week 9, but their defense only started playing well like the last 2 weeks of the regular season. And even then it's like, well, is their defense playing well, or are the Vikings not that good? Or the Bears not that good? I guess they did pretty well against the Cowboys.
Yep.
But that's been the biggest turnaround for them. Wow.
No. These are bad throws. Just
that's a bad throw.
That's a clean pocket.
He panicked through it.
Yeah, he just missed I mean, Juwan Jennings is wide open. That should be an easy throw and catch right there.
Yeah. I mean, they're letting themselves get disrupted by the Packers defense. It's like, it's not great.
Is it Darnold time? No. It's never Darnold time, in my opinion.
Someone asked that in the chat.
Yeah. No. You don't go to Darnold.
No.
Although this could be a larger deficit coming here in a second.
Yeah. Wow.
Could be a larger.
This is shocking.
Yeah. It's football, man. I don't know.
I could see it coming with the Cowboys. I mean, their defense was kind of a fraud most of the year, and we've seen the offense kind of struggle in the playoffs. I didn't see it. I didn't see it with the 49ers. I guess 3 weeks off, like we talked about that, but I did not see the offense having this much trouble. I did not see Purdy failing to get comfortable against this Packers defense. I figured it would be okay. Like he misses a few throws early. That's fine. He'll get it together. And he's just not.
Pinnacle currently has 49ers plus 185 live.
Wow.
Plus 3.5 in-game spread.
Yep.
Total's back up to where it was pregame because of the start of the second half. A little bit higher than it closed pregame.
I think plus
3.5
is interesting. Although Packers have the ball, yeah. I don't do a ton of live betting. It's funny the total's back up to 51.5.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, like this is weird. I don't have an appetite to bet the 49ers at plus 185 right now. Like I just don't have it.
No, and like in my head, I'm like, okay, the 3.5 might have value but I mean, would it shock you if the Packers scored a touchdown on this drive?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I mean, this is how many they've had? They've had 6 possessions this game.
Yep.
Well, one of them was the end of half, but the 5 possessions have been field goal, turnover on downs, field goal, touchdown, touchdown.
Yep.
The 49ers have not come remotely close to stopping them so far today. Now, that's not to say that they can't, but I'm not a big Wilkes guy, generally speaking. And I don't, I'm a little bit surprised with the ease that Green Bay has moved the ball, but I'm not surprised that they have.
The 49ers haven't even been in the red zone.
Yep. Wow.
Two long touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I think the defense is going to have to step up. They can't. And it's not. That was the thing, during the Shanahan years, we praise him for his offense, and he's obviously an incredible offensive schemer. But the reason they've been able to succeed without having an elite quarterback all these years is their defense has been pretty good most of these years, and
right,
especially last year. And if their defense isn't going to show up, it just puts too much pressure on the quarterback, and they can't run their, run their run schemes to set up the play action. They become one-dimensional. It's not what you want.
I didn't see Greg Olson's tie. I'm now going to have to rewind and look. Greg Olson needs a tie consultant. Slip there. I'm going to do a quick rewind, see if I could see Greg Olson's tie. Was it really that bad?
I didn't see it either. I'm glad I was able to bring some much needed diversity to this stream here with
Damn, I can't find it. I'm sure they'll show him again in the booth at some point. We'll get him again in the booth.
I'll be on the lookout.
Okay, well, this is the 3rd and long. They got to get off the field at this point.
I didn't catch your pick show this week. What was your best bet this week?
It was Lions Bucks over 48.5. Nice. It was my only edge this week when we were recording the show. So, or the only one that I was like, was enough to be given out as a play. I honestly wouldn't have known what to do if it wasn't that.
Yeah. Oh. Oops.
There you go.
Don't go backwards.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, there's the bad throw, the break that they needed. That's what happens when you can force 3rd and 11. Yeah, go forwards, bud.
He ran about 100 yards for 1 yard. Yeah, you can't miss over the middle.
Yeah, exactly. That was way behind Kraft. For all the praise I've given Love, it like
high and behind over the middle is. All right, Shanahan, you got 2 minutes to score or you're doomed.
Yeah. Yep.
He's gonna get down to the 1 and then let the quarter run out so that he can.
That would be a pro move, just so he can buck the trend.
Yeah, he's like, see, I came back from 4th quarter down.
Yeah. So how good are the Bears? Had nothing to play for and still performed better than the Cowboys and 49ers. Well, first of all, we shouldn't use the transitive property for, handicapping the NFL. But I actually do think the Bears ended the season really well, especially on defense. That game in particular, Jalen Johnson didn't play in. And, that's with the way he played this year, pretty impactful loss. I think their offense is limited with Fields. Not that I don't know where Fields stands in public opinion. I think he's fine. The problem I have with Fields is he doesn't really anticipate the plays a lot. For me, he waits for the route to develop and then he throws the ball, and he gets away with it sometimes. But I don't know that any new coach is going to teach him that or anything like that. I think this is just who he is at this point. And he makes up a lot for it with his legs, but that's to me the limitation of the Bears offense, is that there's just like, too many times where I think he just gets stuck waiting for something to develop instead of just leading a receiver or getting it out quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with your take. I mean, I thought the defense played incredible down the stretch, though. And if you have a defense that plays at that level and a running game that benefits from having Fields, the optionality in the run game makes it harder to defend. So I think he contributes a ton. I think they'll be better off if they go a different direction at quarterback. But
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought. Go ahead. What's up, Jason?
Not to jump in here and cut you guys off, but they were interviewing. Oh my goodness, who they just interviewed? The OC in USC. I forget his. I don't know why I'm phrasing. Cliff Kingsbury. They were interviewing Cliff Kingsbury, which probably signals that they're going to draft Caleb first overall. You would think, right? I don't know if that's.
At least they're very.
Have you guys done any draft prep at all, or you guys wait, or not prep, but like just do you guys scout at all, or take a look at these college quarterbacks?
Basically, what I do is I message Eric Eager on the side and say, "Hey, bud, you heard anything?" That's the extent of my draft prep. No, it's too early for me. Like, I don't watch enough college football. The draft betting market is not big enough anymore. I've never been one who prides myself on like getting, having strong opinions on who a team should draft or shouldn't draft or whatever. It's not my thing.
Do you guys build that into your process though? Where like, let's say Caleb Williams gets drafted first overall to the Bears. Are you going back watching film? Clark, I assume you do. Going back and watching film in college. Are you going to wait until kind of all the pieces fall on the draft first, or do you start before the draft?
So I start looking after the draft because I want to have a context for what I'm looking for, right? So the team that drafts the player shows me, okay, so I understand how this team functions. How does he fit within this team? And then I watch the film for signals of what he might look like in that offense. I don't watch any pre-draft film.
Interesting. I also noticed you're not wearing your hat right now. I assume that's just because the day is not done, or did you not have a good first slate here with Houston?
No, I lost on the Texans, but I just wasn't wearing my hat because it's upstairs and my cat was on my lap.
Fair.
You never push a cat off your lap. That's the number one rule about having a cat.
Yeah, you can't get anything past producer Jason. He just notices all these little things. Quay Walker's in the locker room right now for Green Bay. They say questionable return, but the team tweeted that he's cramping. He has muscle cramping, so I assume he'll be back.
Wow. Purdy missed that throw to Ayuk.
Ayuk's hands are like ridiculous.
That's like The Replacements. You ever see that movie? They put the sticky stuff on. Look like I just
Keanu Reeves. Love that movie.
It's great. I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah. I am really itching for a realistic football movie. Like
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, but like realistic. A little more real. But yeah, I like Any Given Sunday. The Pacino speech, pretty epic. Wow. Oh my God. It's tough to watch.
It is.
And you're right. These throws over the middle, you're just like,
oof.
Oh God.
There's nothing more annoying than like having strong takes, one being on the Packers and two being anti-Purdy, and then like in a single game fading those because the number was right. And then being wrong. It's like I can't even celebrate being right. Oh my God.
See, like that to me, that this throw is very inaccurate. He's got something going on with him. I mean, he's missed throws in the season, but this is like the yips type of stuff, in my opinion. Kittle gets bumped off there, disrupts the timing of his route, but he also has a very, very easy completion underneath for like 6 yards there to McCaffrey, which he could take in that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, Jair Alexander limping off the field now too.
It's bad.
Just imagine we get Tampa Bay hosting the conference championship next week. Green Bay going to Tampa,
wild.
a rematch of I think it was week 15, something like that, 14, where Tampa went to Lambeau and smoked them.
Yeah.
Wow. That would just be to think about that could even happen prior to the playoffs.
I wonder. So Caesars has had this market up, Super Bowl AFC versus NFC, and the NFC has been heavily favored. I wonder if they still got that market up.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking.
No, it's not up.
Yeah. Because now, if San Fran goes out, they're a guaranteed underdog.
Yeah, I mean, the whole premise was that the 49ers would be the NFC representative.
I mean, people were laying minus 150 49ers to win the NFC before today's games as if it was free money. There's the end of the third.
And they might win this, obviously, but are they going to be favored against Baltimore?
I mean, I will tell you this. If the 49ers got to the Super Bowl and were underdogs to Baltimore, I would probably play the 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, it could get there. If you think about this path and then maybe an ugly game next week, it wouldn't. And the fact that Baltimore already smoked them this year in San Fran, some fluky interceptions there, but yeah.
Yeah. Plus the Ravens, they looked very impressive today, and then that would involve a win over Buffalo or Kansas City. Whereas the 49ers, if they squeeze out a win against the Packers and then they win as big favorites against the Lions or the Bucks, it's not as impressive. It's not as paradigm shifting in terms of how you value the teams. Right. Anyway, I know you got a fourth quarter guest.
I do. I wanted to say, because I didn't know when you started the show, but wanted to wish you a happy birthday as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Rob.
You can't be a day older than 25, I don't think. Not a day older than 25. No, really hope you have a good year. Appreciate you joining tonight as well. And best of luck the rest of the way over the course of the playoffs.
Yeah, thanks. You too, Rob.
Okay. Sharp Clark, everyone. Check out his stuff, 4for4.com. 4for4.com. I didn't know. He tweeted it. He tweeted it. I don't know. How am I supposed to know his birthday before it comes on the show? Think my producer Jason would do his job and inform me that one of our guests has a birthday today? You think that would happen?
Never. I'm too busy looking at these. You guys brought up some football movies. I was looking at these tier lists.
Yeah, I'll help you out right here. Right now. Okay, bottom right corner, the Water Boy. That goes in the Super Bowl champs category.
Yes.
All right.
I was gonna say that. Where is it? The Blind Side. Where was it? Oh, here it is. It has to be a fumble. Just based on the fact that
it's fake.
It's fake.
Not real. It's fake news.
It's a grift.
The Blind Side is a good movie, but it's fake news. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire is a great movie, but as a football movie, okay. What's on the left there? What is that thing on? I can't. What is that?
You want me to zoom in?
Yeah. What is that?
Here?
I haven't seen some of these.
All the right moves?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Draft day.
Any given draft day sucks. Sucks. Friday Night Lights, the movie? I don't know if I watched the whole series. Little Giants. Okay, maybe not a Little Giants is a great one. I need to watch this field goal kick though.
Yeah.
I need to see what happens here on this 52-yard attempt with this loser kicker. It's right down the pipe. Right down the pipe. Little Giants is A tier. Fumblerooski, annexation of Puerto Rico, appearances by Emmitt Smith and Bruce Smith.
All right. Where are the Little Giants? They're there.
Yeah, Little Giants is right up on the Super Bowl champs.
Okay.
It's such a good movie.
I was hearing someone say Unnecessary Roughness in the chat Rudy's also a good movie.
Well, Rudy's it's a little slow for my liking.
Yes.
Not, I mean, okay, it is a football. Yeah, let's I'll keep it where it is. Touchdown is good.
What about
What
the
else?
game plan? Have you seen the
Okay.
game plan?
I believe I have,
The
but I
Rock?
don't remember. The Titans is A tier
Also,
touchdown,
yeah.
not like Super Bowl
Nope.
champ, because not a,
Okay.
again, like if
The
it's
defined football movie, I guess.
yeah, I don't know. Replacements interesting. Varsity Blues, that's the one where they throw the can off of the guy's head, hits him directly in the nose. Really, I'm just starting to realize that there's not really that many great football movies.
They're missing the best football movie and series. Blue Mountain State, which is by
Yeah,
far.
I
don't know
never
if you've
watched
ever-
Blue Mountain State. I think it's for a younger generation than me.
Maybe.
I've
Like,
seen
when I
a
was-
lot of the previews, and like people send me clips of it all the time that are much younger, and they're like, I don't find it funny. Maybe I got to know the characters a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's honestly.
You're not the first person that told me that.
I think I've seen that series like too many times, just because I think in the house I lived in at school, we would just have it constantly. Like we would just have it streaming Blue Mountain State, just nonstop. It was hilarious. It's good.
I agree with
Good.
Anthony here. Remember the Titans, certainly a football movie.
Yeah.
There's no arguing that it isn't.
Yeah.
There's no arguing.
Yeah. Blue Mountain State was back on Spike TV when Spike TV was like, before those libs got to it. No, I'm kidding. But
Varsity Blues has like the one where the girl sprays the what's it, like whipped cream all on her tits and whatever. Like I remember that about Varsity Blues. I also remember the guy that keeps getting concussed and they just keep sending him back in the game. I'm pretty sure he dies in that movie. Or like he has some real problems. Like he's telling the coaches, he's like, a coach, I can't go in there. I can't see in this. And they're like, get your fat ass back in there. There's a lot of stuff out there. Yeah, the whipped cream bikini. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have to put myself in the horny bracket with Fezzik and Rex Byers after this. 3rd and 2. Big third down. He's got Jones underneath. No. Oh, that's a horrible throw again, Love.
both
My
these guys
God.
are turning into pumpkins now.
He had him for the entirety of the play, wide open. Wide open. All right. 4th quarter's begun. You know what that means. Usually he's on earlier in the game. He's pretty sauced when he's on earlier in the game. Now that it's the 4th quarter, who knows what kind of condition this guy's going to be in tonight. All right. You're cracking a brew, but your camera is like blurry as hell right now.
Take me off.
Whatever you say, Jeff. I got you. Jeff, you're my boy. Got your back.
Take me off.
I see you doing the pill bottle thing. It looked good when you were doing it down there. Also, you know what? If you don't mind, he left.
Oh, he's gone.
He's got to
he's gone.
scooch to the camera left.
Yeah.
He's too. You know what I mean? Like he was like here.
Yes.
Got to be more here.
He does that a lot, though. He's a little bit all over the place. His camera is fuzzy like his vision. That's probably a good way to put it. It's probably
That's actually
like,
why he focuses it before, so his vision must be.
It's not like Jeff hasn't been in content for like the last 15 years or anything like that,
Jeff, before I bring you on, I'm gonna have to get you to scooch to your left.
Scooch
I believe
to your left, Jeff. Center
yeah.
yourself in the image, please. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, Rob.
How you doing there, buddy?
Not doing well.
Did you crack one of those Japanese beers again, or are those all done?
So this is a different stash of Japanese beers. This is just like your classic Sapporo, but I had some different stuff. Like I went all out, but don't worry. No, I'm not doing well. I really want San Francisco to win for no other reason than like some people feel me, some people won't. That's a couple big futures, which is like why you'll feel me. But like it's San Francisco. They were near the top kind of the whole time, and I've been adding to it. But it's more so like it'll just save me a couple grand on Super Bowl Sunday and like not having to make I don't know if I want to get into it with the boys.
Yeah, I hear you. I
You know what
exactly
I mean?
what
So
you're
it's
saying.
like, that's, I'm like, oh, so I've been like losing the money now. It's like, fuck, Super Bowl's going to be so much more expensive. I was really planning on San Francisco being in the Super Bowl and then working from it from there. But those are my problems. I'm also getting my ass kicked on fights. I don't even bet fights. The stupid shits up the street. People tell me to bet shit.
Oh yeah,
I
there's a
don't know.
UFC in Toronto. You know what? I'm so zoned out when I used to love the UFC, man. You remember back in the days at Hardcore Sports Radio, how into the UFC I was back then? Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, big. You were big. You were like, I wasn't. Like I still am not. Like I'm a fringe. Like I like the big fights.
Yeah.
This isn't a big fight, just big because it's like I could have gone tonight. I literally turned it. Couldn't pay me, Rob. Couldn't pay. Like nothing to do with football. I guess it had a lot to do with football. Maybe I'd have thought about it, but I don't know. Honestly, Rob, it's been a long time since I've been on with you, and like the game's important and the game is close. Like I don't know. We can't talk about like what I'm gonna eat for my munchies later. There's like important plays about to happen or something.
Yep. No, I hear you. But do you have a plan for the munchies later?
Oh, not really.
Sorry if I struck a chord. Jesus.
No, because I could have been proactive and now I'm drunk. So I'm going to have to be reactive and maybe do nothing. I've been eating like my kids' gummies. Like they're like lunch snacks. Oh, God.
You get them the good stuff or like because there's like the Welch's.
No, there's good. There's good. There's good. There's like really high end lunch snacks and there's like mid tier. There's like fruit by the foots. There's like fruit by the foots in there. You know,
by the foots. Little Dunkaroos. Remember the Dunkaroos?
There's probably there probably is. But I'd really like to see the 49ers win. Although I was big on the Packers. Are you allowed? I got a lot of Packers futures, almost everything but winning the Super Bowl. But they're to win the NFC bet. I'm better off with my 49ers to win the Super Bowl bet. I know I'm talking a lot, but when you apologize for telling people to make bets, like when you tout the Packers in the summer and then you apologize for touting them in October, are you allowed to get credit for it in January when you've already apologized for a bet? You know what I mean? And it wasn't like I'm trying to jinx this. It was truly like that was a total misread. And I had other misreads. You can talk about the team playing tomorrow. Had a bit of a misread on too, I'll tell you.
I think you gotta be very upfront with the fact that you wrote it off as a loser, but it's still very much a possibility to win. I think you gotta do that.
Brandon Staley woke up the Packers, Rob. Like that was the first high level Jordan Love game, and the Chargers still turned it over 3 times. They never should have won that goddamn game.
It happens. A few comments here I have to get to, just because I was going to bring this up as well. But when I was young, Gushers, man.
Gushers
were absolutely banging. We need to cut this soundbite of Jeff saying I've been eating my kids, because I heard that as well. It's like a little pause before he went to gummies. I've been eating my kids. And also, what's going on? No cold burger waiting for you tonight? Nothing, no coagulated cheese?
I wish I had a Duke's a McDonald's double cheese from an hour ago.
Man,
I was just sitting here that I could eat in another half hour, Rob. 3rd down. There's no way. Purdy looks like shit.
Just order that shit on Uber Eats and it'll just leave it outside. By the time it comes, it'll be nice and cold. And when it's sitting in the snow, it's
what a catch.
Purdy.
Jawan Jennings.
Purdy's still shit. You know how you know Purdy's shit, Rob?
Yeah.
His head coach told us going into the halftime,
Bingo.
I think my quarterback is a game manager shitball.
Bingo.
Sorry, I'm deep into it, guys.
No. You nailed it right on the head. Kyle
at the half works?
Had no
the
fucking
league
way.
Sends you messages.
Yeah.
They don't say things, actions. You go, you know by their actions. And it wasn't like, oh shit, we screwed up the clock. Like it's Anthony Lynn. Like, oh shit, I don't know what time it is. Kyle Shanahan knew what time it was, people.
Yep. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I wish I had some food right now. Now I'm getting hungry. I actually did have Duke's for dinner today. My wife's not feeling well. She's been under the weather.
Everyone's sick.
And she's like, I just need like a greasy burger.
Good. Hit the spot. Hit it.
And then I ordered a Big Mac and 2 junior chickens as well. And I plowed those like quick. Plowed those. A lot of good comments in here. Oh God.
Sorry, I just ate my fingernail. Anyone catch that? Holy shit, I'm hungry. I don't know what's going on.
You bit it off or you actually swallowed it?
No, like
That's like eating a fingernail. Like I bite my nails, but then I just spit them.
Why is my paw? I don't know, because I got 3 kids. It's 11 p.m. I took one skiing earlier. I'm beaten down, okay? I'm beaten down. Why they're asking why I look like Steve? My posture's Stephen Hawking. You tell me what you're like at 11:30, 11 at night when you take your kids for ski lessons and then you rush home to watch football all day.
Of all the things you could be linked to Stephen Hawking for, I think posture is one of the better ones based on recent.
Well, it could be brain. Could be intelligence.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick. Octavia Spencer. I always give my coaches nicknames. Like Mike McCoy was Ellen. Rob, you guys think I joke with the Spanos family? Do you know my icebreaker? Like why I have like even like the smallest thread to the Spanos family is because I made them laugh so fucking hard when I told them at Canton that doesn't Mike McCoy look like Ellen DeGeneres? That's how you break the ice, buddy. That's how you like, oh, okay, this guy's here for jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that callback. Yeah, Anthony Lynn was Octavia Spencer. I don't know what this guy. Brandon Staley's like Ernest or Johnny Knoxville. Just fucking jackass pieces of shit.
Ernest, man, what a throwback that is. We spent the first quarter today talking about dial-up internet and all the programs we used to have on our. Were you a big Winamp guy, Jeff?
Yeah, of course I had the Winamp.
Did you adjust the equalizer for your own music, or did you just use the presets?
Probably I wasn't like, unless like a friend came over who cared, who was like running the operation, like I don't know, whatever it was rocking.
You have the you get the AOL CDs, like the free 10 hours. Do you
I had a bunch of those. Yeah. I had a bunch of those. AOL, man, that was the old days. Yeah.
Your parents ever get you an Encarta Encyclopedia CD as well?
Yeah.
Wow, those were the days, man. What I would do to go back to those days.
Well, like, I don't know why you're talking about those days, because in some ways, like, to me, I think about those days. I also think about, like, just simpler times, like, you know, reading a Sports Illustrated or something that came on Thursday or Friday.
Playing basketball in the driveway.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Playing, street hockey. And picking the worst time of day to possibly do it, like 5:30 p.m., where every parent is coming home from work and you constantly have to move the net.
I don't think the 49ers are going to do this, Rob.
They feel like a loser team right now. Like if I didn't know if I didn't know anything about them and I just watched this first time, I'd have no idea this is like.
And I know they alluded to it on the broadcast, but the absolute worst thing that could happen, honestly, is if you have extra time off, so you like make a super game plan, and then your biggest piece gets hurt like 3 minutes into the game, you're like so screwed. Right. You know, like it. I'm not saying you're screwed. There's ways to overcome it. You don't have kicks blocked or give up 70-yard kicks returns, but it just like people don't. The fellow teammate, like, how do you pick up the slack? Like, where do you go? We had a game plan that we worked on, that we perfected for the last 2 weeks, and now we're going to like the C plan.
Tough, man.
Yeah, football, violent game. It's a violent game.
Did you like? You made an Ernest reference, and now I can't stop thinking about Ernest.
Well,
did you have a favorite Ernest movie?
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Scared Stupid. I don't know.
Ernest Scared Stupid is the right answer, man.
They blur together. Like that's why. Like I don't know which one was what.
There's no separation. Honest. Yeah, Ernest Goes to Camp was a banger as well. Those got to be like 2 of the top 3 right there. There was an Ernest Goes to School. You're not familiar with Ernest. Does not surprise me. You didn't have dial-up internet, Jason. You don't know what we grew up on, man.
Ernest
got us through. We used to have these black boxes. Oh, what a big run. Big run.
Oh,
Big run.
disaster.
Aaron Jones, huge run.
Yeah,
Sorry to
like,
cut you off there, Jason.
make
but
him
he
piss
doesn't
in
know.
a cup. Who is that guy?
Yeah, that's Aaron Jones.
Well,
He's a pretty good player. I don't think he's you suggesting that he's a user?
no, I mean he looks good. He looks
Yeah.
good. He looks spry. Right?
Yeah.
He
His
looks
life is good. Really good.
Oh,
Scared stupid is it. Thank you very much. Ernest goes to prison. I don't remember that well enough.
yeah, that was. I remember Ernest goes to prison. I remember what that was a black boxer for sure.
Yeah. We had these little Jason has no idea what a black boxer is, but we had these TV boxes that used to get us all the pay-per-view channels. I used to sit on top of our TV.
Yeah.
I probably watched Happy Gilmore, no exaggeration, like 80 times in 30 days. I used to watch it 3 times a day when that was on the black box. Legendary experiences.
Was that like an illegal streaming or gray area? We'll call it a gray area streaming type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you're a young boy and you realize that some of those pay-per-view channels also come with some other types of movies,
Rob's slowly morphing into porn guy. Eh?
even like the horror flicks that had some like occasional nudity, you'd always look out for those ones.
But how did you know? Like, was it just by word of mouth, or like, because was there Google back then?
Yeah, you
Oh,
will. Tales from the Crypt or something like that had a lot of nudity.
Yeah,
I remember back
that Angie Everhart, Dennis Miller, that one.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, see.
It's my list. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
What time do you think that main event will be in the UFC?
probably. I don't watch the UFCs anymore, but usually like midnight, just past midnight.
In Toronto? Still midnight?
Yeah, it'll be midnight.
Why wouldn't
I'll find an illegal. I mean, I'll find. Yeah, I got
gray
gray
market
area.
stream. Gray market
Gray
stream
area.
is what we call it.
I'll gray
It-
market. I
Yes.
don't know. I'm not even a fan, but I'm fascinated.
It's gonna be a good fight. I'd tune in after this game for sure. Not interested in the rest of the card though. They've ruined the product of UFC.
I wouldn't
Big
even know
Pizzola.
enough to know.
Fair. I wouldn't watch the co-main. I would just watch the main if I were
Yeah.
you. But yeah.
Okay.
That dump
Rob
off
not-
to Tucker Craft soured me right out.
Oh no.
God, dump off to
If
Tucker
Tampa
Craft.
wins
0 yards.
tomorrow,
Like,
just nothing to do with bets. Like at least give us Lions Packers.
yeah, but you want Lions hosting I can't. I know a lot of people root for the franchises that have been down for a long time and want to see them do well. And ordinarily I would root for the Lions, but I cannot stand to see Kanish happy. You get that? Like, don't you have one friend, Jeff, where you're like, I just cannot listen to this guy yap
Yeah, I
about his
guess,
team.
but those are more in like my real life, not via the internet.
Yeah, but this guy is in my real life now because he messages me all the time when the Lions win. And he reminds me that the Cowboys stink. And like,
All right, big play.
big play. 3rd and 9er. 3rd and 9er. Oh, Ernest goes to camp. What a flick, man. What an absolute banger.
There's like an Ernest Halloween.
Oh, there's tons of Ernests. He was a legend, man. No flag? No flag. No flag. Field goal incoming, Jeff. Attempt. You doing okay there? You having
I
some
thought
sort
that
of
was for
vision?
sure a
Do you-
flag. Like I was counting
Okay.
to like 12 for a
Got
flag.
it. I'm surprised in your current state that you could even count to 12.
I can do more than that. Rob.
I can't believe after you complained about Japanese beer, oh, he missed his field goal.
This guy misses one a game. Packer fans are ready for
Yeah,
this.
Carlson sucks. Carlson sucks.
No, I wasn't complaining. This is just someone brought this over.
You got gifted Sapporo.
No, it's like my grandfather's favorite beer, and so just there's always some of this.
The Feinberg family tradition. A little Sapporo and NFL playoff football.
No, it's no tradition. I don't know. Can we get OT? Yeah, I guess if the 49ers score and then the Packers kick a field goal.
Do you recall this one? Slam dunk Ernest with Kareem? Was there a slam dunk? I think I didn't see slam dunk Ernest.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar, to be honest.
Jason, in our nails community that we now have over at the hammer.bet/the nails, I want to get an Ernest conversation going. We need to figure out what the best Ernest movies are. I think I might just review these for content.
What was that guy's name? Like Perry or Percy or?
I don't know what his real name was.
Ernest, yeah, probably went to the army.
Well, wasn't there a Pauly Shore movie where he's
in the army now? Yeah.
Ernest, real name. No, this is not the same Ernest. Jim Varney? James Albert Varney. Yeah. Ernest in the army. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I definitely saw all these. Rest in peace. He died at 50. Are you kidding me?
We probably would have gotten a few more bangers, Rob.
Man, this guy's filmography, you might as well put this up with like Leonardo DiCaprio. This is some of the, like, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Leo, Jim Varney. Legend. He did the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story. How did I not know this until now?
Ernest Goes to Epstein Island.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, man.
Okay, what do you think? Purdy does this? Like Joe Montana? What are we thinking?
The way that the 49ers win this game is they hand the ball to Christian McCaffrey 13 straight times.
The way the 49ers win. Yeah.
Just keep handing it. Keep handing it off. Wow. Ernest. Wow. Ernest Goes to Camp was nominated for a Razzie.
Oh.
Are you joking me?
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised he only got one Razzie nomination.
Dude. He won a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Performance in a Children's Series.
Rob, this Brent Harris is right too. Like when Ernest was 30, he probably looked 50. Like he was
beat down. He looks like he'd been betting his whole life. He came out of the womb betting. That's what Ernest looked like.
Explain the backstory. I still don't get it. He was just like a TV guy who just got,
I have no idea what his actual origin story. I don't
know the backstory. We just know that he had a series of movies where he just did a bunch of random things.
So was he like a character? And he
it's like a character actor, like a Kramer type. But like kind
of like Pee Wee Herman. Is that like kind of the vibe?
Sure, she was just a character actor. He played this character that was just a weirdo that always found himself in weird spots. It's all a blur, though. It's all blur. Couldn't even tell you one scene.
It's true,
but I feel like I saw every movie more than once.
What
Ernest checks down to Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jeff's right. Like the fact that he died at 50 probably deprived us of like another 15 Ernest bangers. Like the things he could have been doing nowadays.
Not 15, but we'd have gotten some late ones. But maybe sometimes they hang it up. Like we don't get no more Mr. Bean or anything, Rob, or do they over there?
Ernest overthrows Kittle. Ernest Goes to the Sportsbook would have been the best. Ernest Goes to the Sportsbook. Oh my! I almost want to just write that script, just because of how good it would have been. He might have was there anything in these movies that was cancelable?
Yeah, for sure, man.
100%,
everything.
100%.
Yeah,
I haven't seen them and I already know.
Like Rob, do you remember those movies? Problem Child.
Yeah.
You know, cancelable thing, like that whole movie. It was amazing, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, like there's comedies from 10 years ago I watch now, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, what is going on here? What is happening? 10 years. The Office, man. Go back and watch like the early seasons of The Office. The entire first season is just built off of the gay.
What's your prediction for this drive?
Um, 49ers score. I don't know. Oh my God, Kittle just dropped a wide open pass. Ernest buys points. Ernest plays a same game parlay. Holy fuck. God, I'm sorry, people, if you never got the privilege of seeing Ernest in his prime. I honestly feel bad for you. And I would strongly suggest you at least give him a chance. Go back. Although who knows if it will ever hold up.
Is there a gambling Twitter? Like who is Ernest in gambling Twitter?
GRP.
Okay. So I got a good idea of like who he is. So this has got to be Hammer content then. GRP goes to.
If we recreated the Ernest series with GRP.
Ayuk's got like 2 catches today. What is that?
That was a great catch. Yeah. And that is his third.
Catch.
His second catch was great too. He like picked it up off the ground on a third down.
Horrible throw by Purdy on that one.
Is that for sure a catch, by the way? I'm so far behind you guys, so I don't know.
It's a catch.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to get off the porn streams, man.
I'm literally on Dazn. I'm on the
that's
legal
your
one.
first problem right there.
Like
that was Chris Conley, 84. That's Conley, 17 yards.
What are we thinking? Big moment. It was man. This was like one of the best playoff games of our childhood, Rob. The Owens catch, right? Versus the 49ers. That was like one of the best playoff games of our youth. I mean it. Like if you ranked every 90s 95 through 2000 playoff game, like this one might have been the best one.
I don't look like Ernest at all. I'll get off this in a second. I don't look like Ernest.
I don't see it.
Put it down there. Also, Kanish could play Ernest in our remake. He talks like Ernest a little bit. He's got like
honest opinion of GRP is I loved you. I'm a GRP super fan. Like I'm a GRP super fan. I'm here for it.
Be careful who you associate with, Jeff. That's all.
No, I didn't say I associate with him, Rob, but I'm telling you, if there was a budget for us somehow to go there and like do a day shooting like futures content in like we'd have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and like different. Oh my God. Be my dream. Lives too far though. Lives a little, like I looked at it, I'd drive, but it's a little too far.
Yeah, I hear you. Gonna go down to the 2-minute warning here. So this is going to be very interesting for the clock management from both sides.
Both the 49ers, between the kick return and the block kick, I know that Buddy missed a kick also, but yeah, I guess we are where we are. So another Matt LaFleur masterclass for the most part, because even this game, like Jordan Love, shouldn't be so close. And Purdy's been shit, but Love is not, like there have been opportunities where he's missed marks too on wide open guys, it feels like, or guys pretty open. I don't want to say wide open, but you get used to it now with the Packers.
What did I miss a LaFleur comment where he talked about Carlson and said, when he goes in there, I just pray? Did he actually say that?
I don't know.
I can't tell if this is a joke on Twitter or not.
How many timeouts do the Packers have?
3. They both have 3.
I'm really nervous, but this is fun.
This is fun. What are you nervous about? It's just life, man. Life goes on. You got more ski lessons coming up next weekend. Whatever.
Just ball.
Jeff, I went for a golf lesson yesterday. Dude.
See, for me, Rob, I'll just say quickly before you do it, I feel like it's way too early for because it's still so far away before I want to heat it up. You know, some people got to go all the time. I feel it.
The instructor's name was Matt Kane. I went in there hitting my 7-iron like 165 yards.
Matt Kane, like the Giants pitcher?
Yes. No, Kane.
Well,
but yes, same pronunciation. I left there hitting my 7-iron 200 yards. I'm not and puring like a lot of the shots. Now I'm stoked. Now I have to practice over the course. This is a second comment, by the way. Olsen has an aggressive purple tie. I missed it both times. I missed it. Damn it. I'm rewinding, trying to find the exact moment in time, and I'm not seeing it.
This isn't
I don't want
time to rewind.
No, it's bad. I'm trying to get back to real time. Yeah. Damn, I want to see this Olsen purple tie. Maybe I'll get Twitter and get a picture. Oh, is Purdy going to make this happen with his legs?
Oh,
wow. Great play. 3rd and 1.
Play 9, yeah. They've been
3rd
good with
and
the
1.
sneaks.
Yep.
LaFleur going to use the timeouts or what?
I mean, at this point, what are they waiting for here? Like they're just letting the clock bleed? I guess maybe the thought
they'll use them next. Like
Yeah.
a minute 10 would be enough time for them to get a field goal.
exactly.
Like-
That's exactly it. McCaffrey in the end zone.
Okay, here it is. Jordan Love, hero mode. Let's go. The 2 touchdowns. What did the 2 touchdowns play? It was still minus money, right?
It was still 2 touchdowns for McCaffrey. I'll tell you right now.
Minus 130 or 20?
Yeah, it had to be minus money. It had to be with the way that he was priced for a single touchdown.
I don't know if GB let them score,
No, it wasn't.
but the
was
second
plus.
and 1 makes it like a really bad spot.
If you did your job in line shop, you could have got plus 160 on McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. So I didn't even look at the market. I said that sorry, I didn't even know. Maybe people were making jokes.
Jeff, what do you think of the tie? You see this one?
Oh, Rob, sorry, because we got 1 minute before the Packers get the ball. I don't give a shit about the tie. You know, I got to admit, I was a little offended. And I get your memory is just like what it was, but you left radio on Mayo show this week. You said I never produced. You left radio, and then it was a gonger. So it was still, but even
did
before,
you take over my
you're
production?
right. Like I kind of did everything there.
Yeah,
There
you're the
wasn't enough
utility
work.
guy, man.
There
You're the John
wasn't enough. Well,
McDonald.
there wasn't enough like work actually needed on that web page.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't an actual job.
You had to moderate those forums back in the day. You remember like Monster and those guys that used to just yell at each other.
Oh, that
all
was
day?
the worst. That was so annoying. But I didn't mind that because that was really easy work. Like I could sit there all day just letting Gentili just was happy that I was moderating freaks. It'd be like now moderating losers having Twitter battles. Like when they shut it down, like, oh damn. Because that was just easy having to moderate that. Because it was time consuming, but it was just like I just got to sit here and like watch freaks do battle online and make sure nothing like too crazy gets to stay up.
Yeah.
Good times. That's all. Purple tie. Yeah, it's a little aggressive, but I like purple. I like purple. Sometimes my friends call me grapes.
I didn't know you were going to come back to that. This game is going to end with this guy missing a kick, right? Anders Carlson.
Missing the kick. Yeah, there will be I wouldn't trust him in anything under like 47 in this moment. Yeah, Bosa's got to wreck something. He hasn't done much. Love is so good, Rob, and he throws the balls. They must be so powerful because they don't seem like they're zipping that hard. They don't seem like they're zipping that hard. What a quarterback class, though, I tell you.
Yep.
I got to step up, though. I got to stop being a loser.
Well, I just remember all the Packers fans who were so upset about that Jordan Love draft pick. Very upset.
Romeo Dobbs' receiving yards tonight was like, what, 38, not 39 yards or something stupid?
Why would you consider that stupid?
No, like it was so low. He did it on that one catch in the first quarter. He had it.
Yes,
like
he went over on I believe on the one catch. Receiving yards was 35.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because they play 5 receivers.
And he got to look for the first touchdown on that first drive. He dropped the pass. Okay. Interesting time
But,
now.
but they play Dobbs, Reed, Wicks, Watson, Melton. They play 5 receivers.
Interesting moment in life.
Big moment. Big moment.
Moment in life. Rob, the entire Packer receiving. Oh,
Ooh. Just over the middle. Now you got to use a timeout. Yeah,
the
dude,
entire Packers receiving core, Rob, I think including the tight ends, I think it's like accounts for less than $15 million on the cap next year.
Mm.
Do you know that?
I did not. I don't know
Um,
anything really.
No,
I just
no one
pretend
makes a
like I do.
cent, right? They're babies. They're all so
Yep.
young. There's very little high.
Good point.
And even the tight ends. And I think the Chargers have 2 receivers that it costs like $58 million or something that they're gonna have to do something about. Someone's gonna have to get in there. But that's another way of saying there's a lot of dead money that made it to the playoffs. A lot of teams that carried a lot of significant dead money this year. Tampa's got like 60 million dead money.
Big time.
The Rams had like 60, 70 million dead money. Crazy, impressive.
How bad are these other teams, man? How bad are these other teams? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Yeah, but how come this is the wrong time for it? But how come like we don't see hype from the Les Snead GM trade because he just let them pick? Oh,
what a horrible decision!
who?
Get down. Green Day Law goes down. They win the game. There's not enough time left. Yeah, it's done. That's it. Honestly, feel really bad for Love. Had a great season. Tried to force it. Absolutely no need to do that.
That was insane. He didn't need to do it.
Nope.
His first down, Rob.
I know. That was
like come on, dude. Your coach has been so good. He had 3 more plays. You draw it up another one. Get the timeouts.
Yeah. That was a Brett Favre if I've ever seen one.
On like 3rd down, like,
it's a triple coverage. He never has a chance. He never has a chance.
That's too bad. The Pack, they really could have won this game today.
They could have. Great game, but
in a way that like Houston, like although it was close for a moment, never really had a chance. I guess. I mean,
yeah,
they did. I'm not saying they didn't. They missed the field goal. Felt close.
They probably could have got away from running the ball on every first down in the game for 0 yards. That might have worked for them. That might have worked. Well, might get a valuable number with San Fran next week. We will see. Especially if one of Detroit or Tampa wins in a blowout tomorrow.
Yeah, Purdy was so bad.
He
was really weird. Their special teams is bad. And 49er fans, Rob, like to lose a playoff game on special teams, like remember the Kyle Williams fumbled kick in the Giants versus for the NFC title game that put the Giants in field goal range to just kick one of the Eli Super Bowls. Oh wow.
Yeah. Unreal end. I know it's been a long one for you today, Jeff, filled with all sorts of
I'm gonna stay up though. I'm gonna watch some fights, I think. I'm gonna bet some fights, I'm gonna watch some fights. I'm not trying to like do this, but do you watch fights, Jason?
I do. Yeah. I like not.
Oh, so who should I bet? Strickland or Duplessis?
I like Driscus Duplessis tonight, but like I might be wrong.
Is that a political thing or that's just like a fighting thing?
No.
I'm just asking.
No.
I
just think the way that Strickland fights is like he likes to march forward, and so does Duplessis, and I think that's where Strickland runs into problems with fighters who are not afraid with walking forward. Fighters, he does well against counter punches. I don't know. I also don't bet on this, and I don't pretend like I know.
What do you mean you don't bet on this?
I've lost.
You could have started. You could have led with that, Jason. Next time, lead with that. You buried the lead.
I lost.
Yeah, you get like a 2-minute explanation why you like Duplessis or whatever, and you don't even bet the stuff.
Honestly, I like Duplessis, so bet Strickland. Do the opposite.
All right, fade the public. Viable winning strategy in the long run. Ernest fades the public, baby.
It's a main event pick'em. Dude, some guy just quickly asked who wins the golf, Rob. I have Cameron Young 22-1, who's got a 2-stroke lead over Rory. There's no chance he's going to win. We'll wake up and find out how that's going to work. And I have Sam Burns. The kid shot a 60. And I shouted this kid out on the show with Pat this week. and people are giving me props on the internet, but I didn't shout him out like for betting. I shouted him out like, hey, you're golf fans who listen to the show.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye. This awesome kid got a sponsor's exemption. He was 500 to 1. Not that I'd ever bet it, but it'd be just my luck to lose to a fucking amateur.
Well,
if an amateur wins, no one in the field should get paid. That should be like a PG. All those guys should have had to work for free if they get beaten by a 20-year-old, Rob.
Wouldn't be the first time it's amateur hour in your life, Jeff. Wouldn't be the first time.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah, it's true. I'm hungry. Someone mentioned I'm going to go eat some of my kids' snacks and go to bed happy and watch some fights.
All right, Jeff. Enjoy the night, man.
Thanks,
Have a
Rob.
good one.
It was fun.
Good game.
This is the end for the, I assume.
I sign off now. I do some promos. I got a couple questions to answer, but it's okay. Go eat your kids' snacks. It's all
No, but
good.
I mean, this is the end of, you have one more watch along this year.
We do, and I'm not a part of it because
So
it's
this is
Championship
it. You're
Sunday.
doing a sign off, a watch along sign off.
Will be the watch along sign off. Very sad. I'm you people out there, nails, my fellow nails. We're doing a watch along for the second game on Championship Sunday.
Oh,
It's the one day a year though that I'm not a part of it. My prior commitments, every single year, it's the one day. Oh, what the fuck are we talking about? We're doing one tomorrow.
I was gonna say,
State.
guys, we're the
What
Kings
the fuck's
Buffalo
happening here?
game. Like, what? I'm like, are we doing this tomorrow or not? Like, I have everything scheduled and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
go check
All
that
right,
out.
that's
on the
my
channel.
bad. That's my bad. I confused
Second
Rob.
last
Jeff.
I'm the
Second
cheese
last-
bot,
what
not
up?
him. So
What
long. Happy Saturday.
All right. Happy
Uh,
Saturday, Jeff.
Okay.
Jesus. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. Don't even know what day of the week is. Heard people saying Stroud is the greatest rookie QB ever. I disagree. Who's your vote? My vote is for CJ Stroud. I debated this with other people today. The other options for me were Cam Newton, RG3, Justin Herbert. I didn't see Dan Marino's rookie year. I can't tell you anything about that. I think CJ Stroud had the best rookie year.
Quickly, is that not a concerning list right now? I mean, Justin Herbert's obviously been good, but like, just
Get off the camera. I'm not having this debate. Yeah, we're doing the Chiefs watch. I don't know what the fuck. Jeff, once he gets into the good stuff at night, you never know. That's a good looking Pinnacle water bottle. It sure is. It's part of one of the swag bags that you can win. Can enter. All you got to do, www.thehammer.bet/thenails. You'll see a giveaway. Very easy to follow. Right on the home screen. You can win a free Pinnacle swag bag. It does include a water bottle as well. And you can get one. And honestly, one more ask of you before I sign off tonight. All fellow nails, you guys join me regularly here every time. I see a lot of familiar faces. Scott, Jameel, MP, Comet, Free 88. Appreciate everyone who's in here all the time. I do want to really start to get this community aspect growing. I'm not saying it's going to exist in this form forever, but I do want to give it a try. So again, if you just like a traditional forum, let's try to grow it a little bit. If you got questions on sports any day, you want to start a conversation, try to do it in our community section over at thehammer.bet/thenails. And we'll get it going from there. It's a possibility that we'll make a Discord, but I honestly think the Discord market is extremely oversaturated right now. And there's not enough Discords that separate one from the other. And what's happening in the space is that there's so many of them happening that people are getting overwhelmed and they only end up settling on one. Trying to do something different. We'll see what happens. I would appreciate if you could take a look. But that's it for me. I'm slowing down here. Had a long day. Great football. Back tomorrow. 6:15 p.m. Eastern time. Right before the start of Bills Chiefs. We got tomorrow Rex Byers making his debut here on Forward Progress. Steve Fezzik, Johnny from BetStamp, and we close it off with Hitman in the fourth quarter, fresh off a best bet win, which probably pisses everyone else off because they fade him. Such is life. For myself, Rob Pizzola, for my guest tonight, Jeff Feinberg, Sharp Clark, Clive Bixby, and Sully, Aiden O'Sullivan. My producer behind the scenes, Jason Cooper. This has been another Forward Progress Live watch along powered by the best sportsbook in the industry, Pinnacle Sportsbook. Check them out if you're in Canada. Use promo code HAMMER when signing up. I'm back here tomorrow, 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Enjoy your night, everyone. Peace out.